Friday night football at Bloomington Stadium. It's week 4 of the season on a perfect fall night as the Jefferson Jaguars take on the Benilde St. Margarets Red Knights. Alongside our crew and alongside Daniel Trummel, Josh Powers with you. Daniel, second half of the season already. It's only week 4. Jefferson trying for their second win of the season tonight.
Yeah, just got to stay optimistic through this really unprecedented times during COVID and everything. So we just need to bust out some wins and play as a team.
Tough opponent tonight in Benilde. We'll talk more about that as this pregame continues. Right now, we'll send it down to field level for the starting lineups and our national anthem.
This is their starting defensive unit. First up, we have senior number 1, Captain George Wolf. Senior number 3, Charlie Fratelloni. Senior number 7, Patty Burns. Senior number 10, Lucio Fialo. Junior number 11, Jake Runman. Junior number 14, Mason Baldwin. Junior number 16, Ryan Seaver. Senior number 19, Captain Johnny Woodford. Senior number 20, Parker Skelton. Sophomore number 21, Antonio Fondren. And senior number 52, Captain Nick Marinero. The head coach for the Red Knights is John Hanks. And now the starting defensive unit for our Jefferson Jaguars. First up, we have senior number 1, Seth Krakow. Senior number 2, Sam Wanzak. Senior number 3, Isaac Freitag. Junior number 6, Josh Metzger. Junior number 8, Riley Regan. Junior number 12, Nate Royer. Senior number 15, Kobe Jorsham. Junior number 33, Brock Edwards. Senior number 72, Lucas Kitzman. Junior number 77, Kashan Cobalt. And senior number 88, Harrison Chappell. The head coach for the Jaguars is Tim Carlson. Our officials tonight, back judge Dylan Bethune. Head linesman is Daniel Greider. Line judge is Peter Ide. Our umpire is Scott Schoaf, and our referee is Gary Sonnenberg. Just a few reminders before we begin tonight. This game is being played according to the rules of the Minnesota State High School League. These rules provide for fair competition and good sportsmanship among the players. Spectators can help promote good sportsmanship during and following the game by observing the fundamentals of good sportsmanship as printed in your game program. Everyone is requested to take personal responsibility for keeping this game at a high level of good sportsmanship. Spectators who engage in conduct dangerous to themselves or others, or who interfere with the rights of others to view this game, will be directed to leave. If this occurs, the admission fee will not be refunded. A reminder that Bloomington Schools and its athletic facilities are tobacco-free. We ask your cooperation in refraining from tobacco use in and around the stadium tonight. Finally, please be mindful of and follow proper physical distancing protocols as you watch the game and move around the stadium during and after the contest. Spectators are expected to sit 6 feet apart unless sitting as a family. We ask that all spectators wear masks while entering and exiting the facility and when a 6-foot distance is not possible. Please do your part in keeping everyone healthy and safe and help our teams to keep playing the entire season. Your cooperation in all of these matters would be very much appreciated. At this time, we ask that you please stand and join us for the national anthem. Thank you. Okay, we're all set. It's time for some football.
Back at Bloomington Stadium, getting ready for the kickoff here. Jefferson and Benilde St. Margaret's alongside our crew and alongside Daniel Trumbull. Josh Powers with you. Daniel, Benilde the opponent, but let's talk about Jefferson first. They're 1-2 on the year. Who are some of the guys that you're going to keep your eye on tonight, some players to watch in this game?
Well, John, I'm really going to look at number 3, wide receiver, defensive back Isaac Freitag tonight. He's out to get another win tonight alongside tight end and defensive end Harrison Chappell, number 88. I'm going to watch those two seniors ball out tonight.
They were my two guests on Inside, or at least Harrison was, on Inside Jefferson Football on Tuesday. How about for Benilde St. Margaret's? We talked to Tim Carlson. They have an outstanding running back in number 4, William Petty, a dangerous game breaker for them.
Yeah, really, our linebackers really need to hammer down tonight on William Petty, the running back for Benilde, and hopefully we can contain him tonight.
Then another guy for Benilde, George Wolf. He's one of their captains. You'll see him on the defensive line. He catches passes as well in that passing game. Number 1 for Benilde. Petty, by the way, number 4. They're both co-captains for the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights, who will kick off. Jefferson in the Columbia blue with the white trim. Benilde in the visiting white uniforms with the red trim. Benilde 2-1 on the year. They have victories over, 1-2. They have a victory over De La Salle, 41-0 in impressive fashion. Then they played Chanhassen fairly tough last week, losing 27-13. They also played top 10 Orono in their opening game, losing 31-7. So both teams 1-2. And Benilde to kick. This is Will Fratelloni. He's a sophomore. Freitag, one of the return men, back deep for Jefferson. We'll see if he can get his hands on it on the opening play.
Yeah, you can't miss him, John. He's got the bright red gloves on.
Fratelloni, little squib kick, trying to keep it away from Freitag. Picked up by the Jaguars, and a pretty good return. Seth Krakow out of bounds, so decent starting field position for the Jaguars at the 33-yard line, and we'll see their gunslinger, number 7, Carter Hansen. What do you like about his game, Daniel?
Yeah, I just like to talk about how much of a warrior he is. He's been through many injuries throughout his high school career for football, and it's just awesome seeing him on the field and seeing him being confident in the pocket.
Carter, 40 out of 79, 494 yards, 5 touchdowns, only 1 interception, so he's taken very good care of the ball for Jefferson this year. And Roosevelt Cage, the lone tailback on 1st and 10. Opening possession for the Jaguars. The toss to Roosevelt, trying to use that speed. And they seal the edge pretty nicely for him as he's bumped out at the 36-yard line. Gain of 3. Roosevelt Cage this year, 46 rushing attempts, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns. So he's averaging about 60 yards per game. That run game's so critical for the Jaguars. Trying to control the ball, keep the ball away from that Benilde offense.
Yeah, and that run game just opens up pass opportunities for this Jefferson team.
In motion, Freitag, handoff, Cage, up the middle, Roosevelt Cage has a first down to the 45-yard line. So a good start leads us into our first key to the game, Daniel. Run offense better than last week. So far, so good as they pick up a first down.
Yeah, there's just a massive hole right down the middle on that draw. I think that fake pass out to the left really secured a nice hole for Roosevelt Cage.
Jefferson goes no huddle, trying to keep the defense on the field. Not necessarily up-tempo. They'll see them look to the sidelines. Again in motion, Freitag. Back to Cage. Another big hole up the middle. Cage to the second level. Cage all the way down to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, we see that fake mid-draw to the running back Roosevelt, and he's feasting tonight, John.
So already Roosevelt Cage has Jefferson into Benilde St. Margaret territory. Able to break a couple of arm tackles there. Those arm tackles usually not that effective against Roosevelt Cage. Or most backs, I guess you should say. So 1st and 10, right back to Cage. Able to shift to his right and get down to the 30-yard line for a gain of 3. Let's talk about our other two keys to the game, Daniel, number 2, assignments and tackling. That's more so for Jefferson on defense against the Benilde St. Margaret run game that can show you a lot of different looks.
Yeah, and outside here in this, we wouldn't think this would be winter weather in late October, but I guess it is. These tackles are going to hurt twice as more as usual.
2nd and 7. First throw for Hansen, and it's batted away. Antonio Fondren, the sophomore defensive end, jumped up and batted it down. So 3rd down for Jefferson. Could be 4-down territory, though, here, you would think.
Yeah, exactly. It was just that little pass option play they had, and they're using number 3 Isaac Freitag at the motion to try to draw some attention, but did that the past 3 plays, so I don't know if Benilde's falling for it anymore.
3rd and 7. If they can get a piece of this, they'll certainly go for it on 4th down. Hansen under pressure, rolls left, fires, man wide open. It's going to be short of the 1st down. It's Freitag to the 25-yard line, but that makes this 4th down a lot shorter. 4th and 3 for Jefferson. Almost certainly would go for it here.
Yeah, that eternal clock in Carter Hansen, the quarterback's head, was perfect that play, as he knew that the rush was coming from his right. So good job by him rolling out to the left and finding one of his key targets, Isaac Freitag, on the left side.
Key early 4th down here for Jefferson. They need 3. Trying to draw Benilde off. They moved, but not enough movement. See if Jefferson takes a timeout or go into the play here.
The hard count got the DN, so we'll see if they actually go for it.
High snap, great catch by Hansen. He throws and may have been deflected at the line. Either way, that high snap kind of threw off that play as Jefferson turns it over on downs. A promising drive, Daniel, but that Benilde defense stands up.
Yeah, let's hope that our defense mirrors that as we can hopefully stop their big running back, William Petty.
Not sure if that was tipped either way, and incomplete as they were looking once again for Freitag. So the Benilde offense, senior-heavy offense. Jackson Leischow is their quarterback. He's a senior, and then William Petty, number 4, their leading rusher. We'll get to their numbers in a moment. Leischow checks that armband here on their first offensive play of the game. And it is Petty. Drags a couple of Jaguars out to the 30-yard line. Gain of 3. So for Petty so far this year, his numbers have been very good. 41 attempts, 278 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
6.8 yards per carry for a team that is 1-2. Those are some pretty good numbers.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm not a big math guy, John, but that does sound like it's more than 5 yards per carry. So as they set up in this heavy set, I'm not going to be surprised if they do the same exact plays last time.
He gets 4 on 1st down. They'll line up in this formation a lot. As we showed you on Inside Jefferson Football, we showed you 3 different touchdown plays to 3 different guys from this formation. And this time it's the second man through, and a big loss on the play as the handoff went to Luke Fredine, and that went nowhere. In fact, lost 3 on the play as Jefferson forces a 3rd and long.
Yeah, what a play here. He just read it like number 12 just read it like a book here, as it was a fake of last play, and he hands it off to nowhere.
Yeah, getting out there was Seth Krakow. Kind of got bumped in the right direction, but he took advantage of it. So now 3rd down and 9 for Benilde. Need to take it to their own 36.
The first test for Jefferson's defense tonight, as it's the same formation as the past 2 plays.
They show blitz. Leischow rolling right. Looking downfield. No one open. Flag down in the area of a hold. And Leischow short of the 1st down anyway. 2 flags are down. One of them certainly a hold, and both of them might be for the same infraction, as Jefferson will likely decline this penalty. Leischow is still about 4 yards short of the 1st down.
Yeah, Jefferson still needs to be scared of those wheels, as number 12 back there was running like Kyler Murray, so Jefferson's got to watch out for that too.
Leischow does have 26 yards rushing. Some of that is adjusted for sacks, but he can, as you see, he's very mobile. His passing numbers, by the way, 25 out of 55, so only 45% completion percentage, but those 25 passes.
Offense number 52. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So those Passes have gone for 317 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Leishau. So Jefferson's defense forces a 3-and-out. And our third key of the game, special teams. We saw Jefferson nearly block a punt last week. And maybe a chance to block one here. Got to be careful, though. Leishau, you see him there. He's not the punter, but he's kind of that guy a few yards, 5 yards back or so. So Jefferson needs to keep an eye on him in terms of a fake.
Yeah, if you watched the Panthers game last night on Thursday Night Football, there was a fake play right to the direct snap to where Leishau was standing. So
back deep for Jefferson is Isaac Freitag, standing at his own 40, so should be good field position. As the punt is blocked! Scooped up by the Jaguars! They're at the 10!
yeah, what a play here as he just rushes off the edge, and just an electrifying momentum shifter for Jefferson here.
Colby Jorsham, he had the block a couple of weeks ago against Apple Valley. So they blocked one against Apple Valley 2 weeks ago. Last week they just about got one. And here they block another one. Special teams. Nick Zilka has to be a beautiful replay from his eyes. Jorsham blocks that with his leg.
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised though, John. I play basketball with Colby on occasion, and he can swat the ball, let me tell you that much.
So great field position for Jefferson. They mark it at the 11. Hanson to throw on first down. Steps up, corner out, and overshot his intended target, Isaac Freitag. Pretty good coverage on the play by Benilde, Luke Fredine.
Yeah, I believe that's Isaac's third target already this game, as you can see the relationship between the quarterback and receiver of Carter Hanson and Isaac Freitag.
Hanson so far just 1 out of 4. Unusual for him. He's an above a 50% passer on the year. 2nd and 10. And get a first down at the 1, can Jefferson.
Yeah, if I'm Jefferson, I'm handing the ball off to your oh, it's going to be.
Well, not a handoff anymore. Hanson to throw, little middle screen, intercepted! Benilde! Daniel Porish!
Look
Can
at
they
the
track
hustle.
him down? Not going to be a block in the back, and it's going to be a Benilde pick 6. What a game-changing play when it looked like Jefferson was going to punch it in.
Yeah, Jefferson was trying to run that little delayed screen, and it just got read perfectly by Daniel Porish, the junior, number 74.
Roosevelt Cage was trying to track him down. Officials are talking about a possible flag, I believe, here on that return.
Yeah, for Jefferson,
Let's see if it is going to be an illegal block on that return by Benilde.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both on the return team. Holding on the return team. What? The other play was a personal foul, blindside block on the return team.
So that blindside block was on Roosevelt Cage, who he was doing his best DK Metcalf impersonation. If you've seen that internet GIF, and I'm sure most of you have, watch Cage here. There's that blindside block with the helmet, I should add. In college, that would have been a targeting call. So the touchdown, this is going to come way, way back. So wipe away the touchdown. They're going to spot this football all the way back at the 20-yard line. So a couple of huge penalties bail out Jefferson there.
for 74 though on Benilde, that's anyone's dream right there as a defensive player getting that touchdown.
You were wondering if you had enough gas in the tank to make it the 90 yards all the way down the field. We have another flag right along the Benilde sideline. So credit Porish. He did his best, but unfortunately,
Good ball. Unsportsmanlike. Benilde. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
I'm sure they're upset with the fact that their touchdown was wiped away, but you saw in that replay, Daniel, there's no question that was a blindside block on Roosevelt Cage, who clearly would have been able to catch Leishau.
Yeah, no question. And I believe that this flag wasn't even against a player. I think this was against a coach, John.
I would agree with that. So that moves the ball all the way back to the 10. 90 yards effectively of penalties, and you take 6 points off the board. So as big as that interception was for Benilde, those penalties equally as huge for Jefferson.
If you're a half full kind of guy, you're looking at this like, oh, we just failed 4th down and they get the ball back now. So
it looked like disaster for Jefferson, and definitely not so, although they do miss out on a chance to take the lead. Here's Petty on his second carry. William Petty! And maybe a touchdown saving tackle by Josh Metzger, the junior, to track him down, but not until he gains 21 yards.
yeah, this Benilde offensive line are making giant holes for William Petty, their senior.
So that's a good way for the Benilde offense to respond after those penalties. Leishau throws wide open on the bubble screen. Will Fratelloni near midfield. So Benilde in just 2 plays go 21 and then 22 yards, and they're already at the Jefferson 47.
And look at how fast they're doing it, John. They're going fast-paced. This Jefferson team is having miscommunication problems, it looks like, on that bubble screen to the left.
Benilde hustling to the line. Petty following those big linemen, bounces it to the edge. And another nice tackle by Metzger, but Petty is into Jefferson territory on a gain of 7.
Metzger with another great open field tackle. Without that, that could have been a touchdown as well. So
it's good tackling, but the problem is you don't necessarily want Metzger to make all those tackles at the second level.
yeah, you don't want those second level tackles. You want him stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
It's been an eventful first 5 minutes already. Benilde on its second possession. To throw, Leishau looking far side, slings it out there. Caught. Charlie Hansen with a first down.
Yeah, it looks like our corner, number 12, almost just slipped right there, but it was a tough route to guard. Whenever you're talking about a receiver's, or as a corner, the toughest route to run as a receiver, you usually hear all of them, John, but the curl route is very hard to guard as well.
So Leishau starts 2 for 2. Good timing on that throw as well. Benilde moving quickly on this drive, back to Petty right side. And he's cut down by Aiden Bertrand, number 24, after a gain of a couple.
Yeah, there's a great tackle on the beginning of the line of scrimmage. That's what Jefferson needs to do, is to contain William Petty and make Benilde throw the ball.
Just a gain of 2 there for Petty. Very senior-heavy lineup for Benilde offensively. You got Petty, he's a senior, of course the quarterback, Leishau, the senior. Wide receivers are all seniors, Woodford and Charlie Hansen. Leishau rolling left this time. Harrison Chappell trying to track him down. Lobs it to the end zone, and it's broken up.
Great defense there by the ball hawk, Sam Wanzik, number 2. He just managed to turn around at the last second and punch that ball out of his hands to save a touchdown.
Great technique by Wanzak. You're taught to just swipe where the receiver's hands are, and that's exactly what Wanzak did to save a touchdown.
Yeah, this is just textbook, John. This is a perfect deflection here by Sam Wanzik.
Beautifully done by Wanzek to save the 6 points as Charlie Hansen got behind the D. So now 3rd and long for Benilde. Leishau fakes the handoff, wants to run, has a huge hole. First down and more for Leishau as he's inside the 20. A good call on that 3rd down as no one was in the area for Jefferson.
Yeah, great call there. As you see the wide receiver motion to the right, that almost brings a man over from Jefferson to target him, and you got a wide open hole for that QB power run.
13-yard rush for Leishau.
Benilde is still running that same formation. Gets a little tricky for Jefferson.
Petty Cuts upfield, shows you the shiftiness as he's inside the 10 to the 6-yard line. Just a tough guy to bring down. Coach Carlson called him a bowling ball, but there he was able to dance a little bit. So he's got some agility and some power, does Petty.
Yeah, I have a feeling this won't be the last that we hear of William Petty, John.
So Benilde threatening. We saw Jefferson in this situation a couple minutes ago. Leishow to throw, rolling right, fires, and it's caught, but right at the line of scrimmage. So no gain. It'll bring up 3rd down as they were able to get it to Charlie Hansen.
There's number 6 again as he's just scanning the field. He's doing a great job of finding that receiver for the quarterback.
It's a big play for Jefferson. Certainly you would think Benilde in field goal territory. This is not much more than an extra point. You'd love to hold him to a possible 3 instead of 7.
Yeah, I'm looking at our quarterback, Carter Hansen, on the 30, anticipating for a huge stop here to get back on the field.
Fake to Petty. Leishow wants to run again. Bounces it, has the touchdown. Very similar to the 3rd down conversion they just picked up a moment ago, and this time, instead of a 3rd down, it's a touchdown.
Yeah, it's so hard to find. It's so hard to figure out what they're going to do, John, when you got a quarterback like Jackson Leishow.
So the Red Knights are the ones that take the early lead. Good patience here by Leishow, waiting for those blocks to develop.
Look at how he bounces it outside. It's like he's William Petty, just a little lighter.
So extra point time now for the Red Knights. So hold is down, that one twisting to the left, but it stays inside the upright. Good for Will Fratelloni. Good hold by George Wolf. And the Red Knights, with 4:19 left in the first quarter, have grabbed the early lead. So good response by Benilde, Daniel, because they had that touchdown, defensive touchdown, wiped out with the 2 penalties. They were pushed all the way back to their 10, but then they go on a 90-yard drive, and they convert a couple of 3rd downs, including that last play for the touchdown.
Yeah, pretty dominant drive, and if you look back, most of it were runs. And so you commented about his completion percentage of he only being 45%, but you don't need to pass it that much when you got a running back averaging 7 yards per carry.
Petty on that drive had 35 yards rushing, and then you had Leishow with the 2 runs for 21 yards in that touchdown. It is homecoming here. We're without the normal festivities due to COVID-19, but we are going to play back part of the homecoming coronation that happened on Wednesday back for you at halftime. So stick around for that on BEC-TV at the half.
Yeah, very odd homecoming, as
isn't it?
Yeah, as I didn't even have a homecoming this year.
Well,
so.
And you're a senior this year, Daniel, at Jefferson High School, so it has to be unfortunate not to have the usual pomp and circumstance of a Jefferson football homecoming.
Yeah, exactly. Can't join my fellow students in the student section, but I'm always happy to be up in the booth with you, John.
Seth Krakow on the return as again they keep it away from Isaac Freitag. So Jefferson will begin at the 30-yard line. What is it like this year for you, Daniel, as a senior? You're doing everything distance right now.
Yeah.
I have to imagine it's been a tough senior year.
Yeah, it's not what I thought senior year was going to be like, John, but, I'm just trying to make the most of it. And just this community at Jefferson has been really good about keeping the cases down for students. So hopefully we can stick with that trend.
Roosevelt Cage, as they get back to him, they've kind of gone away from Cage. So he takes it to the 35-yard line. Pretty good pickup of 5 on first down. Roosevelt Cage, 5 carries already for 39 yards, so he's off to a pretty good start.
Yeah, and if I'm Jefferson, I'm sticking with that trend. I'm going to keep on pounding the ball to Roosevelt Cage here.
They go back to on second down. Huge hole left side. How much speed does he have? He's cut off.
Yeah.
Lucio Fialo saved a touchdown, but Cage was off and running there as Jefferson quickly into Benilde territory.
What a great block here by number 2, Sam Wanzik, as the receiver. He first comes up big on the defensive play with the deflection, and now he's making a huge block to get 10 more yards for his running back, Roosevelt Cage.
Cage had 11 carries for 27 yards last week. Coach Carlson said we need to get him going more on Tuesday, and they certainly have already here in the first quarter. Back to him again. Falls forward for a gain of 2. Good start to this drive. Jefferson trying to counter that Benilde St. Margaret touchdown.
Yeah, no targets yet for number 88, Harrison Chappell, the tight end, but I think that's going to change pretty soon, John.
Chappell showed off his beard on Tuesday on Inside Jefferson Football. Don't see a lot of high schoolers with that look, but he pulls it off pretty nicely.
Yeah, if I was not a student at Jefferson, I couldn't tell if he was a high schooler or not.
Right? Little touch pass, and free tag could not hang on. Carter Hansen floated it out there.
Yeah, right idea, John. Good play action, boot to the right, and maybe a little over his head, but I think it was in his hands, and as a receiver, that should be a catch.
It's an awkward catch that you don't necessarily practice or get a chance to try that in a game, but certainly free tag. You don't see many drops from him, and now 3rd down and 8 for Jefferson.
Yeah, I really like that same game plan, that idea of the rollout to the right. It looked like he had a lot of yards to make up.
Benilde blitzing. Hansen gets away from the pressure initially and then forced out of bounds. There is a flag down in the Benilde secondary.
Yeah, I think this might be pass interference, John, on the defense, as it looked like one of our receivers got pushed to the ground.
That would be helpful, or a hold, one of the two. Jefferson confident it is on the Red Knights. You see some of the Jaguars clapping.
The ball is getting moved
Pass
up as well.
interference. Defense number 11. The result of that penalty is a first down.
So huge penalty there. Instead of 4th and 8, and you're not sure if Jefferson would go for it, he'd probably punt, I would guess. They don't have to punt now. They have a first down inside the 30.
Yeah, that was a big crowd pleaser, John, as the crowd really liked that automatic first down play. As Jefferson needs to produce some offense on this drive, as being saved by penalties.
Yeah, they've been 3 times now into Benilde territory. Hansen, all sorts of pressure. He goes down. That was a designed run, but he was under fire immediately as it's a loss of 5.
Yeah, Benilde sniffed that right up right away, as the design runs are not as great as Benilde's tonight, as Benilde has gotten a touchdown from it. But let's see us pound the rock more to Roosevelt Cage. He's got the hot hand tonight, couple big runs. Let's get some momentum, right, John?
We got 3 more plays to get it. You're not going to punt probably unless you lose more yardage. So you can get this back in a series of chunks. It's 2nd and 15. For Carter Hansen, they will fake it to Cage. Hansen harassed again and spun down all the way back at the 46.
Yeah, more pressure from this Benilde defense. This is just terrible play by Jefferson right now. Is kind of miscommunication going on from the offense.
Ryan Seaver with the sack.
You could even argue a little horse collar there at the sack.
It was close. Official was right there too, did not throw it. So now Jefferson, 3rd and very long, 27 is what they need.
3rd and a country mile.
Hansen slant off the hands of Jorsham and floats incomplete, and now you probably will punt given that you're back at the 46-yard line, as Hansen, he's been under pressure so often. That one maybe thrown a little bit earlier than he wanted to, floated high.
Yeah, it looks like the offense is staying on the field.
We have seen Carter Hansen punt here, so he might be a case where he takes a step back or two and then does a little quick kick. Be unusual, I would say.
He is pretty far back.
Yeah, he's just a little offset there. This is going to be a quick kick, I believe, by Hansen. There it is. See if we can get a good Jaguar roll. They do not get the roll as it's touched at the 19-yard line. So once again, for the third time, Jefferson is into Red Knight territory, but they still have 0 points to show for those 3 trips. Benilde takes over late in this first quarter. We like to spotlight all of the Jaguar seniors at some point during the year. Tradition we're going to continue this year. And our first Jaguar senior spotlight, Brendan O'Brien, number 82. He's a wide receiver and safety. His favorite football player is Adam Thielen of the Vikings. Loves to eat buffalo wings. His favorite coach on the team, he says, is Coach Carlson. So we get to the Benilde play here on 1st and 10 with Wolf in motion. Handoff, Petty, and that goes nowhere. Jefferson snuffed that out in the backfield. Tavian Warren, number 27.
The junior
is in on that play.
Yeah, great play right there. You wouldn't think a D lineman wearing number 27 would make that play, but he just sniffed the run right out right away.
Get back to Brendan O'Brien here. His favorite TV show, South Park. His favorite football memory, getting his first tackle. Going to attend college somewhere next year, and something interesting about him you may not know. He moved to Jefferson 3rd semester of his sophomore year. So there you go,
yeah.
Our first senior spotlight, Brendan O'Brien.
Originally from Connecticut, may I add.
You know a lot of these seniors, if not
Yep.
all of them, Daniel.
Yeah, a good friend of Brendan. He's actually very famous on a social media platform you might know, John, called TikTok. He actually has thousands of followers on there, and so.
I don't know it, but my kids do, Daniel. That might age me a little bit.
Yeah, I don't expect you to know it, but your kids.
I'm not on it. I'm aware of what it is.
Yeah,
you won't see any videos from me on TikTok on social media. But
yeah, I hope not, John.
the kids like it. Here's 3rd down for Benilde. Petty has the first down as he's able to break a tackle. So after facing a 2nd and long, they get a 12-yard completion to Johnny Woodford, and then Petty takes care of the rest. A 9-yard run for him.
Yeah, I thought we had him sniffed out of the line of scrimmage there as the first quarter ends, but the stiff arm, the rare occasion of the stiff arm, pops out and used effectively.
So a great quarter for Benilde, and William Petty leading the way as the Red Knights lead it here 7-0 on Jefferson's homecoming. And we'll get to let's do our second senior spotlight right now. Seth Krakow wearing that number 1 for the Jaguars, 5'11", 180 pounds. His favorite football player is Devontae Adams of the Green Bay Packers. Favorite food, chicken parm. Favorite coach on the team, he lists 3 of them. Knutson, Zilka, and Coach Fearing. His favorite football moment, 7th grade game-winning touchdown against Kennedy. Player he most respects on the team is Carter Hansen. And something interesting about Seth Krakow that you may not know, Daniel, says he has a slight crush, just a slight crush on Biebs, Justin Bieber.
I don't doubt it, John. I don't have a slight crush. It's like I wish I was a Justin Bieber type of feeling for him. But I can attest for him loving Devontae Adams, as I faced him in fantasy last week, and Devontae Adams dropped a 43 bomb on me.
Oh my goodness.
And I can only expect what he's going to do on Sunday versus the Vikings.
It has not been a stellar Vikings secondary, to say the least, so far this year, as Petty gains 6 on 1st down. His good night continues. His shortest gain so far this year this game on 8 runs has been a 2-yard gain. So 2nd and 4 for Benilde as we're underway 2nd quarter. Red Knights leading 7-0. Back to Petty. They love to use him off that right side as he barrel rolls for a first down to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see the pass anytime soon, as they can just run it all day long, Josh.
That run game has been very effective so far for Benilde. Couldn't really get it going against Orono and struggled against Chanhassen as most do.
Looks like a false start call here on the offense.
Dead ball, false start. Offense, number 53, still first down.
That's the 5th penalty already on Benilde. Jefferson has 0 penalties.
Yeah, I can't imagine where Jefferson would be without the penalties tonight, Josh. Kind of being saved by the penalties so far.
Well, certainly it saved them on that defensive touchdown. Gave them a first down on the last series. Let's see if they can use this unforced error to their advantage here. 1st and 15. Different look, shotgun, where actually the offset shotgun is Leischow over the middle, caught, and breaking a tackle, Antonio Fondren, as he's into Jefferson territory at the 48-yard line, an 11-yard pickup on 1st and 15.
What Benilde is doing right now, Josh, is exactly what Jefferson needs to try to do with the rest of this first half and entering the second half, is getting the run game going so it's unpredictable whether or not you're passing it or running it.
Leischau's 5 out of 6 so far in the first half, as this one blown dead. Leischau had all sorts of running room.
Looks like another false start.
Dead ball, false start. Offense, number 21. Repeat, second down.
Penalty number 6.
Now, did that really save a play, Josh? Wow.
I would think so, as the end really bit down on the inside zone. Leischau pulled it. Looked like he had all sorts of daylight. We'll go with that same formation. So 2nd and 9. Petty wrapped up for a loss. 3rd and long coming. I think that was big 72 Lucas Kitzman.
Yeah, almost unrecognizable from a normal friend of his. He just got huge all of a sudden, and now I'm thinking he might go play football in college, Josh. But huge stop on 2nd down there to force 3rd.
If he can make plays like that, people are gonna want him on their college team. So 3rd and long for Benilde.
Here comes Lucas.
Under pressure and sacked. It's Kitzman again.
No surprise there. He's fast. And he's a little strong there too. So you don't know how he's gonna come at you, but oh, don't worry, he will.
Speaking of college, he can put those last 2 plays on his huddle tape. I would anyway. If I was Kitzman, back to back, a tackle for loss and a sack for the senior. And it forces a Benilde punt for the 2nd time.
Leischow looks like he's back here again, and hopefully there's no direct snap here.
It would be a weird spot to go for it on a 4th and 16. A little bit of a high snap, and it was almost blocked again. And punt doesn't go very far.
That's a Jefferson bounce.
It was a good Jefferson bounce, just a 21-yard punt. So Jefferson special teams, one of our keys. They've been pretty darn special so far, and they almost blocked another one.
Yeah, a lot of it, past 2 punts, I've recognized that it's a high snap coming from the centers, so that could be a big effect, but we're out here screaming tonight, and we really want this win, so.
But either way, good job by the Jaguar defense at last possession. Those are a couple of huge plays by Kitzman. Maybe that can tilt the momentum back toward the Jaguars, who trailed by just a touchdown here, nearing the midway point of the 2nd quarter. First down, Roosevelt Cage left side, upended as he's chopped down at the 40.
Yeah,
there's
there's
a yard.
Rare I formation with a fullback in for Jefferson. pretty rare occasion, first one we've seen this game, but it looks like he's going to stay on the field as well.
That fullback is 33, and a guy no stranger to the backfield, Brock Edwards. Excellent lead blocker. Is he?
Motions to the left. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a pitch to the left. Yep.
There it is. You called it, Daniel, but Benilde's ready for it too as they stack up Cage. Right at the line of scrimmage, so 3rd and 10.
Yep, just doing my best Tony Romo impression, Josh.
They were hoping with Edwards' lead block and the speed of Cage it wouldn't matter, but good job to flow to the football by the Red Knights.
Yeah, number 2 Sam Wanzik's been on an island this whole game. Almost 0 targets this game. Hopefully we'll see a big first down.
He's lined up at the bottom of your screen. Carter Hansen's just 1 out of 6 with an interception. Need to get him going a little bit, and this one, miscommunication as Isaac Freitag slanted in as the ball faded toward the sideline, so a 3 and out for the Jaguar offense.
Yeah, like you commented, Carter Hansen's 1 for 6, 1 for 7 now. I think almost half of those incompletions have been miscommunication though, Josh.
We've been used to seeing Carter Hansen pretty on target this year. Tough start for him. So Jaguar punt time now. Plenty of time. Low line drive kick trying for a bounce, and it heads right to the Benilde player who returns it up the sideline. And a nice return by Johnny Woodford, who reacted quickly, and that's going to benefit them with field position as it's near midfield. So a heads-up play by Woodford to pick that up on the run. And unfortunate, that kind of took a turn to the left, right toward Woodford.
Yeah, not the Jefferson bounce we wanted. We got a couple bounces in a row, so it was time for a little change of events.
Regression to the mean in terms of bounces there for Jefferson. So now the Red Knights at midfield as Woodford goes in motion. Fake to Petty. It's Leishow again on that run to the left side. Cuts it back into the secondary, and he's inside the 35-yard line. So they've got something with that formation, and the designed run for Leishow picks up another 19 yards.
And if you're Benilde, you just got to be excited seeing your quarterback not sliding, right? You got to be a little scared about your quarterback not taking the slide.
Correction, that went for 21 yards. Petty breaks a tackle. Being chased from behind, and they won't catch him. William Petty, 32-yard touchdown run as Benilde extends the lead to now 13-0.
Huge gap in the run here, Josh, as that's a 2-play drive, and it was 2 runs in a row, and it looks like just a couple broken tackles there.
You see the speed of Petty. Sam Wanzek not able to make up the distance, so William Petty with his third touchdown of the season. He's nearing 100 yards, if not over 100.
In this first half almost too, right?
Right, still 6 minutes and change left in the second quarter. Fake extra point. It looked like a pretty good snap, and this one all busted up. Not sure what happened there as the snap looked to be on target. And the holder's now hurt. Didn't seem to be any receivers leaking out that was available. That's George Wolf, their co-captain. Colby Jorsham helped track him down.
Yeah, Jefferson didn't fall for anything here, Josh. Hopefully that's a momentum changer here as Jefferson can get something started on offense.
So Jefferson will get the ball back, trailing 13-0 here on homecoming alongside our crew and alongside Daniel Trumbull. Josh Powers with you. Jefferson's had their share of chances in this game. 3 of their 4 drives have gone into Benilde territory, including one of them that started on the 11-yard line after a block punt, but Jefferson hasn't been able to punch it in or even settle for a field goal and a couple of Benilde touchdown runs, have them up 13-0.
Yeah, we're also alongside a beautiful moon tonight as it's shining right on Lincoln Stadium tonight.
Kickoff for Jefferson, number 1, Seth Freakau, and number 3, Isaac Freitag.
Petty, by the way, over 100, 102 yards. It's unofficial by my by my unofficial stats, which aren't always 100% accurate, but I try my best to get it as close as possible. So a good night for Petty. And the kick again, they keep it away from Freitag. This bounces past, but not to the goal line. Picked up by Jefferson. And that is not a special teams play that's going to make Nick Zilka smile in the film tomorrow.
Yeah, that time it actually went to Freitag that time, but he didn't get a good hold of the ball. And right when he gets one, looks up to seeing 4 white jerseys coming at
I
him.
just assumed that they were kicking away from him again, but you're right. As you look at that moon, Jefferson had shifted him over to where they had been doing kind of that sky kick or whatever you want to call that kick. Try to keep it away from Freitag, and didn't play that ball aggressively enough, and it bounced to the left of him. So now Jefferson backed up inside their own 10. Carter Hansen just one completion in this first half for Jefferson. He hands it off to Cage. Cage, good open field tackle, or that could have been a huge gainer. He does gain nearly 6, does Roosevelt Cage.
Yeah, if I'm Jefferson right now, I'm going to notice that we're running 3 wide receiver sets, and Benilde is stacking the box heavy on Roosevelt Cage, so maybe we try to get some type of passing game going to change momentum.
Well blocked by Jefferson. That open field tackle by Fialo saved a big chunk. End around for Jefferson. Gain a couple more.
Great cutback move by Freitag, though. Very shifty. Almost hurts my legs seeing that move.
Freitag gains 3 there. I think my leg would snap off like a Barbie doll if I tried that. I tried to plant it like that. 3rd and short for Jefferson. Need to put together a drive here to try to get on the board before the end of the half. They'll try Cage. Open field tackle, not going to be enough to keep Cage from the first down. It was a nice tackle by Fondren, but Cage was able to spin forward enough for the Jaguar first down.
And that's a Jefferson.
It's a 10th carry already in the first half for Roosevelt Cage, which is a good sign. Remember last week he had just 11 carries.
Yeah, he actually topped his numbers from last game just with 1 run, if I recall correctly, in the first quarter.
It was pretty close. He had a run of 21. He had 27 last week, but I think your point is still valid, Daniel. He's been much more effective in this game. There's a second completion of the half, and it's Freitag again for a gain of 7. So now Jefferson with some momentum.
Yep, they're finding the holes in this defense for Benilde. Hopefully they can get them tired and get some type of momentum going to enter the second half with 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
Still 4:23 left. Plenty of time for Jefferson. You see they have all 3 timeouts. Handoff, Cage did a nice job to break some tackles and turn a negative gain into a big gainer near midfield.
Yeah, what a play, Josh. I thought they were going to get the quarterback, Carter Hansen, right off the snap, but instead Roosevelt pops out for a gain of 20 about.
Where they spot him, gain of 22 for Roosevelt Cage. He's nearing the century mark.
And as you can hear from the fans, that's a Jefferson first down.
That was nearly a tackle before the handoff was even made, as you said, Daniel, but Cage making things happen. So Jefferson nearing Benilde territory for the 4th time.
Can you imagine how cold quarterback Carter Hansen's hands are right now?
He's got the hand warmer, kind of where you used to wear a fanny pack. But yeah, it's not quite as cold as a few days ago, Daniel. And next week we're supposed to have weather in the 60s, so we're looking forward to that. But
just to think, last week we had snow on the ground, right?
we weren't even able to play this game at Bloomington Stadium last week. In terms of the Kennedy game, that had to be moved to Kennedy High School because the field unable to be played on, and now in pretty good condition. Hansen fakes the bubble screen. No one open, floats it downfield, and it is incomplete. Colby Jorsham couldn't quite stay in bounds. Benilde played that well. Jefferson was looking for a big chunk. He wanted to fake the bubble screen and send Sam Wanzek deep. Benilde had him covered, and now third down.
Yeah, still great show of it. Escaping by quarterback Carter Hansen. As you can see, he's rolling left, and he fires a very unorthodox pass. Oh, you could almost argue that was complete, Josh.
Certainly caught it. It's hard to tell where his feet were. An official right there. Jefferson needs this 3rd and 10. Hansen over the middle, high, intended for Colby Jorsham, incomplete. And now 4th down. Jefferson likely will punt here with 2:52 remaining.
Yeah, not a rare sighting from this Benilde team on 3rd down. So much pressure coming at Carter. He gets barely any time to figure out what he wants to do with it, and that's one thing that Jefferson needs to fix before the half is that 3rd down situation.
It's where it's tough for them on 3rd and long if they're not in a situation where it could be a run or a pass. If they're in that obvious passing situation, Benilde has been able to get pressure on Hansen. So here's the punt. Caught, a dangerous return by number 10, Lucio Fialo. Excellent coverage downfield as Colby Jorsham delivered the hit on special teams.
I would say that's progressing for the special teams, Josh.
They've had a pretty good night. That last kickoff return aside, it's been a solid night for the Jaguar special teams.
So now you see the running back, Roosevelt Cage, actually running onto the field.
And that's in favor of Jorsham, who may have been a little banged up there. So can Benilde put a drive together before the half? Last touchdown drive was just a 2-play drive. They'll go back to Petty on that right side again. Not much there that time. They slow his progress, just a gain of a yard. Benilde has all 3 timeouts left, so they have plenty of time. Might need to move a little bit quicker. Petty now with 103 yards on 13 carries.
Wow. Effective running, that's what I would call that.
So 2nd and 9, using a lot of this play clock. They want to throw, though. Leishau looking on the corner route, and all turned around was Charlie Hansen as the ball sails over his head. 3rd down coming for the Red Knights, and now Jefferson might think about using a timeout if they can stop Benilde here on 3rd down, Daniel.
Yeah, and you can see here a couple overthrows by both teams. Maybe weather throwing effect into this as it's getting a little cold and a little windy.
Not a ton of wind tonight.
Good excuse that a quarterback can use those.
There you go. It gusted right in. That's what I say on my golf shots, Daniel. If I hook it left, oh, the wind gusted that one over there.
Yeah, then your partner picks up some grass. And
here's the 3rd down. There's that design run again, Leisha. They've had success on this play. There's a nice open field tackle to save the 1st down for the Jaguars. Coming all the way across was the junior Josh Metzger to track down Leitchow short of the 1st down, and that stops the clock as as Metzger was able to tackle him out of bounds. It saves Jefferson a timeout.
Huge game for Metzger already. That's about 4 or 5 tackles already in this first half, and man, yeah, the patience by the quarterback there. Like, you don't really see that from quarterbacks often, the patience in the backfield.
No, they're usually trying to get to that first open spot, and then they slide or dive so they don't get hit, but not Leishau. 4th and 4 here for Benilde. High snap over the punter's head. They try to pick it up, and it's dead there, so Jefferson now with a golden chance at the 10-yard line.
Yep, it's that high snap, Josh, and it's giving it to Jefferson's favor here as Jefferson hopefully can take advantage of this great field position down at Benilde's 5-yard line, it looks like.
Will Fratelloni's caught a couple high snaps. That one,
10-yard.
no shot at that one. So Jefferson has to take advantage of this and get 6. You would have to think here, almost maybe even 4-down territory at this point for the Jaguars. Remember, Benilde will receive the second half kickoff.
Yep, we need points right here on this great field position right here.
Cage to the left of Carter Hansen. Goal to go for the Jaguars. Free tag in motion, inside handoff, Cage. Falls forward to the 8, almost was able to break out of that tackle.
Yeah, obviously frustrated by that run. I think he knows that he can get more too, Josh.
Roosevelt Cage, we talked about Petty, but Cage is having a nice night. 13 carries, 77 yards unofficially for Roosevelt.
Yeah, both teams really putting emphasis on the run game tonight.
Jefferson's going to let this clock drip down as much as possible. They've got plenty of time. Here's the throw, and they miss free tag. He was open, but again, Hansen was under pressure, and his throws have just been a little off target tonight because of that pressure.
Perfect execution here, may I add. The motion from the receiver on the top down to the back to the O-line, and then a roll out to the left, and just wide open field there, and that would have been perfect entering the second half.
You had a blocker out there too after the catch. Almost certainly would have been a touchdown, but now you've got 3rd and goal from the 8.
And this is what they've been struggling with this half, Josh, is that 3rd down. Let's see if they can get it here.
In motion, Krakow. Hansen surveys, fires on the corner route, and overthrows his man again. Looking for Krakow, and we'll see what Jefferson decides to do on 4th down. They will trot out Aiden Adkins for what will probably be a 25-yard field goal. Coach Carlson on Tuesday said he's pretty much money, to quote Tim Carlson, Aiden Adkins from inside 30. So they trust him from this distance. Jefferson trying to at least get some points out of this before the half. And now timeout taken.
Looks like Jefferson's
Timeout
coach.
called. Jefferson, first charge to the first half.
Boy, Daniel, with a minute 2 left, you've had 2 situations where one a block punt and then the other a bad snap over the head of the punter. You've taken over the ball essentially at the 10-yard line of Benilde twice, and you might only come away with 3 points on both of those situations. Has to be a little bit deflating for the Jaguars.
Yeah, just to add to that, it was the play call there was 2 passes, 1 run. I would have done at least 2 runs down there, as Roosevelt, I think, could have punched it in potentially as the night he's having tonight.
So now Aiden Adkins out for the field goal. Saw him make one last week. And that comeback attempt by Jefferson out in Waconia is about the same distance as this one, 25-yarder. Allen Wynn, the holder. Bad snap, and all Adkins can do is fall on it. And Jefferson still scoreless, as they cannot take advantage of another golden opportunity as they started 1st and goal to go.
Yep, great field position down at Benilde's 10, and we run away with 0 points there. It's obviously pretty frustrating for the coaches, but our special teams was going so great, Josh, and then a missed snap there. Very unfortunate. Hopefully Benilde doesn't put up any points before half here.
I was going to say, I'd hate to put the jinx on Aiden Adkins is to use Coach Carlson's words, calling him money, but he didn't even get a chance to get that kickoff there. Jefferson needs to be careful here. Petty, as he gets a first down that'll stop the clock with 51 seconds left.
Yeah, another huge hole here that this Benilde line is cooking up. It's like run to the left, run to the right, run up the middle, anywhere. It's gonna be a big run by Petty.
Here's the bubble screen. Slipping a tackle was Hansen, but then tracked down by Aiden Bertrand to save a bigger gain. Benilde has timeouts available, and they use one here with 39 seconds left.
Timeout taken. Benilde, first charge.
Gain of
First
6
half.
there for Charlie Hansen.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna be surprised if I didn't see a timeout here by Benilde.
They could be content here taking a 13-0 lead into the locker room, but wanting more here. Let's go to our next senior spotlight. It is the quarterback, Carter Hansen for Jefferson, 6'1", 185 pounds. How about his favorite football player? You'd think it might be a quarterback, but no, it's Josh Jacobs of the Raiders, the running back. His favorite food is pasta. He loves the TV show The Office, which is one of my personal favorites of all time. His favorite football memory, catching a touchdown pass his junior year.
Yeah, I remember that.
His favorite teammate that he respects is Seth Krakow. And his plans for next year are going to be a baseball player at the University of Massachusetts. And something interesting about Carter, he's been collecting hats ever since he was a kid. That's
Oh yeah.
Carter Hansen, the quarterback.
Yeah, he's.
Can you attest to that hat collection?
Yes, every time I see him out in public or in school, he's got a hat on, Josh.
Is it just a baseball hat, or does he have hats of all kind?
Yeah, it's like a little beanie collection in the winter.
Okay.
And he's got some baseball caps and big open field tackle.
Jefferson was ready for that inside handoff. We showed you that exact same play on Inside Jefferson Football. Benilde used that trap door, whatever you want to call it, inside handoff for about a 60-yard touchdown in their game against De La Salle. Jefferson did not fall for it, so they obviously studied that one, and Max Clark was right there to bring up third down.
Yeah,
And
Max
there won't be a
Clark.
third down because we will be headed to the end of the first half. So good stop by Clark. Jefferson
sophomore.
avoids further damage, Daniel, but the missed opportunities for Jefferson. The big story of the first half is they have the ball 4 times in Benilde territory, including 2 drives that started at the 10-yard line, and they have no points to show for it through 24 minutes of play.
Yeah, and how about third down for Jefferson this first half? Just need to figure out some way to convert there on third down.
Credit Benilde, they rushed the ball effectively, and they were able to punch it in a couple times. One on a touchdown run by William Petty. The other score came on a run by the quarterback, Jackson Leishow. We will head to a break. Reminder, coming up after the break, stick around. We will be showing you some of Jefferson's homecoming coronation from earlier this week. It is homecoming, a much more unique homecoming, unfortunately, for all involved. Not the same pomp and circumstance, but we'll show some of that for you coming up next as Benilde leads Jefferson 13-0 at the half here on BEC-TV.
Please welcome our first pair of senior royalty, Mr. Dylan Ringer and Miss Anna Madison.
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey. Anna's favorite thing at Jefferson is Pathfinders and NHS. She has made so many friends that she would have never met without these clubs. Anna's favorite TV show is Empire, and she loves any Disney movie. A fun fact about Anna is that she has 44 first cousins. Anna wants to thank her mom for her kind heart, always knowing the right thing to say, and being her best friend.
Dylan's favorite thing about Jefferson is participating in marching band and theater because it lets him have fun and lead his friends at the same time. He loves watching The Office because it always puts a smile on his face. He would love to vacation anywhere outside of Minnesota. Dylan would like to thank his parents for encouraging him to step out of his comfort zone and keeping him on track for the future.
Our next pair of senior royalty is Mr. Justin Soderberg and Miss Hannah Pham. Hannah is co-president of NHS, French Club, and Asian American Student Union. Hannah likes being involved in the Asian American Student Union and the community she is connected to through that. Hannah is Vietnamese and she is wearing a traditional ao dai. If Hannah could have a pet, it would be a shark, but she has adopted a wombat. Hannah would like to thank her grandpa for being an amazing role model. He is caring, hardworking, and determined, and she would not be who she is today without him.
At Jefferson, Justin's favorite activity is show choir. Justin's favorite movie is the 2018 remake of Halloween because horror movies are the best. His dream vacation would be in Iceland. Justin thinks fishing is the best. He would like to thank his mom for pushing him to do great things and supporting his decisions. Our third pair of senior royalty is Mr. Alex Johnson and Miss Tallulah Stanford.
Tallulah's favorite activity at Jefferson is DECA. She enjoys getting the chance to compete and meeting new people. If she could have a pet, it would be an elephant. She would have it carry her places. Tallulah would like to thank her grandma for teaching her to always be persistent and kind.
Alex's favorite thing at Jefferson is the FRC robotics team because of the hard work and dedication of the team. They have fun while working hard. Alex's vacation choice would be hiking in the Badlands or Smoky Mountains. He is also obsessed with origami. Alex would like to thank his parents for their positive influence in his life and always supporting him.
Up next is our fourth pair of senior royalty, Mr. Carter Hansen and Miss Juma Waganda. Juma is president of Student Council and Pathfinders at Jefferson, as well as the dance captain for Connection. Juma's favorite movie is The Princess and the Frog because Princess Tiana was the only princess that looked like her. Juma is a photographer who owns her own business. She would like to thank Ms. Keeney for constantly believing in her as an individual and whose presence has been a complete blessing.
Carter's favorite part about being a Jaguar is being on the baseball and football team. His favorite show is The Office because it never fails to make him laugh. An interesting fact about Carter is that he is very afraid of bees and the dark. Carter would like to thank his mom for pushing him to do his absolute best and being there for him no matter what. She is his #1 fan and he wouldn't trade her for the world. And last, but certainly not least, our final pair of senior royalty for the 2020 JHS Homecoming Court are Mr. Kevin Peters and Miss Claire Sasma.
Claire's favorite thing about Jefferson is soccer because of the amazing friends she has met. If she could go anywhere for vacation, it would be to Greece or Italy to eat the food. If she could have any animal as a pet, it would be a raccoon because they're cute. Claire would like to thank her grandpa for being one of her biggest supporters in sports and always encouraging her to be the best she can be.
Kevin's favorite activity at Jefferson is football because he's met so many people and learned so much. His favorite show is The Office because no matter how many times you watch it, it's always funny. He's never been to Hawaii but would like to go there and see what everyone has been talking about. Kevin would like to thank his mom for always wanting to see him succeed and grow as a better person. Let's give one more round of applause for our entire 2020 Jefferson Homecoming Court.
The student body voted to determine this year's homecoming king and queen. Crowning the new king and queen will be our senior ambassadors.
And now, from the 5 senior candidates, the students of Jefferson High School have chosen as their king for the class of 2020, Mr. Carter Hansen. Congratulations, Carter.
And now, from the 5 senior candidates, the students of Jefferson High School have chosen as their queen for the class of 2020, Miss Juma Waganda.
King Carter and Queen Juma, congratulations. Your selection as king and queen shows how much confidence this year's student body has in you as symbols of the spirit and excellence that Jefferson represents.
Back at Bloomington Stadium, Benilde leads Jefferson at the half, 13-0 alongside our crew and alongside Daniel Trummel. Josh Powers with you Jefferson certainly had their opportunities in the first half. 4 drives into Benilde territory, 2 of them starting at about the 10-yard line of Benilde, but could not punch it in, failed on a field goal with a bad snap right at the end of the half. And it's the Red Knights who are, both these teams looking for their second win of the year. Benilde up 13-0. Daniel, you're a Jefferson senior this year. We just saw the virtual homecoming ceremony, not live. That was recorded back earlier this week on Wednesday. What are your thoughts and emotions as you're not able to watch that ceremony live here tonight at Bloomington Stadium, just watching that back just a moment ago?
Yeah, it's definitely different, Josh, as it's completely a different world we're really living in right now. And so usually, yeah, you're correct. We would be in the gym watching our fellow peers getting chosen for king and queen,
Right.
But unfortunately it's from a TV.
Right, yeah, that ceremony does happen every year at Jefferson High School, but usually there's a second kind of coronation here as they're recognized at halftime. Unfortunately, not able to do that. What are some of the seniors that you'd like to call out on the homecoming court? We saw obviously the quarterback Carter Hansen be awarded king. I know it's that senior class, including yourself, is a special group.
Yeah, also Kevin Peters, who's also on the
Yep.
football team, was also on that court. But not any specifics, just everyone in general, just everyone who's going through this tough time as a senior, because this is not what I dreamt of my senior year being like, wearing masks and not being at school at all. And so it's just everyone in the senior body this year, just a huge shout out just because we're going through this all together.
It does feel a little bit more normal to have a football game be played here. I know it's important for the teams to be around their teammates and guys they've grown up playing with. We've covered soccer too, and they had a lot of those same emotions. And glad to have you along on the broadcast too, Daniel.
Yeah, of course. It's awesome being on here. As speaking about soccer player Leif Kaiser is actually going to take this kickoff.
See what Kaiser can do is Jefferson's first kickoff of the game. Running under it with a juggling catch. Benilde on the return to the 35-yard line. They'll start there. We mentioned this Jefferson's last home game, but Leif Kaiser, all the Jefferson soccer seniors were kind of asked, who's the teammate you respect most? And pretty much everybody to a player said it was Leif Kaiser. Such a well-respected guy,
Yeah.
Certainly a great soccer player and contributing as a kicker here on the football team.
Yeah, I don't doubt that at all, just because Leif and I have been great friends ever since first grade, and he's always been a kind and humble guy. So.
And everybody on that soccer team mentioned how he basically never takes a play off. Obviously, soccer, you're constantly going, but
How about the leg? That kickoff had some airtime.
it did. Got a couple soccer players, and of course, Aiden Adkins as well, the place kicker for Jefferson. As you see, William Petty continuing his great night with an 11-yard gain on his first carry of the second half. He had 14 carries
Dead
for.
Full start. Offense, number 21.
Another penalty
Go
here
first
by
down.
Benilde, Josh. It's just killing them.
And that's 7 penalties to Jefferson's 0. That's one of the few bright spots for Jefferson. We mentioned Petty with 14 carries, 113 yards unofficially in the first half.
So when looking at this Benilde offense, Josh, I can only imagine just run after run here, just draining the clock. So Jefferson just needs to contain actually 2 players, the quarterback and the running back. And hopefully we can do that.
And they've got to control Petty, and then hopefully Jefferson can get things going a little bit more in the passing game, be a little bit more
Timeout
diverse.
called. Benilde, first charge, timeout of the half.
We usually don't say that about Jefferson's passing game because usually it's pretty effective, but Benilde's done such a great job pressuring Carter Hansen. He hasn't had a lot of time to throw, and then when he has, his passes have been just a little off target. Just hasn't looked comfortable back in the pocket as Benilde has taken a timeout to open the second half. We'll continue with our senior spotlights. The guys made a couple of splash plays in this game. Lucas Kitzman, number 72. The senior, his favorite football player. He goes old school with Derek Thomas. He looked like Derek Thomas on that sack, didn't he?
Right you are.
His favorite food is sushi. Loves Coach Swarty or Coach Talley. His favorite movie, how about A Bronx Tale?
Now I can attest for that. As big as Lucas is and as strong as he is, I gotta say he can sing along to almost every single song from Frozen. And so I don't think Lucas was trying to hide something there.
There you go. His favorite football memory was the Apple Valley win last year, that overtime thriller. His player he most respects on the team is Noah Williams. And something interesting about Lucas, he says he has an alter ego named Malcolm Flex. Is that because of his prowess in the weight room, Daniel, do you think?
Yeah, I can only imagine that's his fantasy football's team name as well as Malcolm Flex. And yeah, I can definitely alter ego. Great way to put it, Lucas.
All right, that's Lucas Kitzman, number 72. 2nd and 11 for Benilde. As that pass off target from Leishau, he was looking for Johnny Woodford, and now 3rd and long, a chance for the Jaguar D to get off the field quickly here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, big pressure there by number 77. I think Kashawn Coble with the great rush on that left side. As you look in this replay, look, he's got a wide open lane just to charge at him. So.
Love that he didn't try to blow him up or have some sort of silly penalty too, just backed off when he knew he wasn't going to get there. So a big chance here for Jefferson on 3rd and 11. We'll see what they do defensively as they cheat a couple men up to the line of scrimmage. Leishau to throw, floats it, and way too long. Intended for Charlie Hansen. 4th down as Jefferson's defense starts the second half on the right note.
Yeah, Benilde, they actually played the blitz really well. They picked it up right away, but another overthrow. So maybe there's wind that we don't know of, Josh, but I highly doubt it.
Well, he was being pressured, and they did a nice job of keeping Leishau in the pocket and not allowing him to scramble. So Leishau, he'll stay out there. There's no punter. I don't really blame him here. I don't think they're going to go for it here. Leishau will probably quick kick this, but why risk another disastrous punt? Nobody deep for Jefferson. Leishau fumbles the snap, and they won't get this punt off. Another disastrous play for Benilde. I don't know if you call that special teams, but they wanted to punt this. And again, for the 3rd time, it's either a block or an unsuccessful punt, and Jefferson is right back in Benilde territory.
Special teams, more like special gift, right, for Jefferson right there.
The block, you can credit Jefferson. The other two have just been mistakes by Benilde. So can the Jaguars take advantage of another opportunity? 5th time in Benilde territory so far. There's only been 6 Jefferson possessions, so need to start putting points on the scoreboard. Carter Hansen from the gun. Inside handoff, Roosevelt Cage. Snowed under by Lucas Fialo after a gain of 6.
Yep, that's what they need to do, Josh. They need to keep on pounding this rock, as in the first half it obviously worked, and now these delayed handoffs are really getting some good yards for this Jefferson team that needs to take advantage, like you said, of this
14 carries, 83 yards for Roosevelt Cage. He's done his part so far with the offensive line's help. Go back to him. It was nearly blown up in the backfield. Cage again making something out of nothing. He's very near the 1st down.
Wow, for the 2nd time there, Josh. I thought Carter was going to go down right at the snap. Look at that pressure right there at the handoff, but Roosevelt again picks up 7-8 yards.
I thought George Wolf was going to take that handoff for Benilde.
Yeah, exactly.
He was right there. Cage turns it into a gain of 5. It's 3rd and a yard. And a sneak, Carter Hansen. Looks like enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, rush from the quarterback from Jefferson. We haven't seen that, but we have seen the rush from the quarterback on the opposite team tonight, Josh. And they've been doing it effectively. Benilde's quarterback putting up a lot of yards on the ground.
It is a 1st down for Carter Hansen and Jefferson. For the fourth time, they're inside the Benilde 35-yard line. See if they try for a shot to the end zone here with.
Be another delayed right there, yeah.
They go back to Cage. He spins out of a tackle, and he's got another Jaguar first down on a gain of 12 to the 24-yard line.
All that attention from that fake jet sweep to Isaac Freitag, it makes huge holes for Roosevelt. As you see, the defense is confused for a little bit, and you see another hole for Roosevelt.
Cage 5 yards away from 100 for the second time this year.
Yeah, big difference of what 2 games can make last week. Like you commented, only 27 yards.
This time they give it to Freitag on the jet sweep, and Benilde was ready for it.
I guess they must have looked at our pregame sheet, Josh, as they saw that Isaac was a key player to watch, and they just shut him down here on this jet sweep.
If you watch the Jaguar film, he's pretty much a key guy to watch most times for Jefferson. We've seen how much he's been targeted in the passing game tonight. The problem for Jefferson is Carter Hansen's just 2 out of 11. 2nd and 11 as they nearly got the Red Knights to jump.
Looks like they're calling it audible.
Bubble screen, Freitag pass behind him. He adjusts, dragging a tackler, and they mark him short of the first down, but Freitag did a pretty good job there to get what he could.
Yeah, now what number 2 Sam Wanzik does on this play does not show up on the stat sheet, but it definitely shows up on the coach's radar as what a block here to give Isaac 5 extra yards.
He sealed that edge, a gain of 7. It's 3rd and 4. A key 3rd down conversion attempt here for Jefferson. Probably 4-down territory. You would think they can't really afford to settle for a field goal from here, and certainly not a guarantee either. So you've seen one bad snap on the field goal attempt in the first half. Cage on that 3rd down. Not going to get it. Stacked up at the line.
Yeah, I was going to say I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that delay draw by Jefferson because of how effective it's been, but Benilde just saw it right through, and three Benilde Knights just tackling down Roosevelt.
Jefferson will go for it on 4th down. They need to take it to the 13-yard line of Benilde as Hansen looks over the D.
I'd watch the bottom of your screen here, but
on the rollout, Carter Hansen has a man open pass caught. Colby Jorsham spins inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal as the Jaguars pick up a key 4th down.
Huge play right there. Roll out to the left of Carter's dominant side. And perfect pass on the run right there to Colby Jorsham, the senior. 1st down.
First catch for Jorsham. He had that game-sealing touchdown against Apple Valley a couple weeks ago.
And may I add a blocked punt in the 1st quarter.
Blocked a punt against Apple Valley as well. He's made key plays when it's mattered for Jefferson. Now can they punch it in? Fake it to Cage, and out of the backfield is Harrison Chappell for the touchdown! You said he wasn't targeted yet, Daniel, and you thought that would change. Well, it just did right there.
It's like what my dad has always told me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The rollout to the left, right to the tight end in motion, Harrison Chappell with the huge touchdown there to bring this to 1 possession.
A key 4th down for Jefferson. And the next play, Harrison Chappell for the TD. Aiden Adkins extra point. Twisting to the left.
Looks like there's a flag.
But good with a flag down. So we'll check the flag. That extra point big, as you can see. That would make it just a 6-point Benilde lead.
It looks like it's against Benilde again as the Jefferson offense is running to the sidelines.
Remember, Benilde has had all sorts of special teams problems tonight.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Benilde.
That should be enforced on the kickoff here, I would imagine. That unsportsmanlike.
Yeah.
Jefferson would gladly take the point. They don't need to go for 2, obviously.
Yeah, no, I think that's a mistake that Benilde committed in that first half, was going for 2. You could have made it a 2-touchdown game. Now Jefferson scores a touchdown, they could take the lead.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if that extra point attempt by Benilde was even a designed fake. it looked, we mentioned they've had all sorts of problems. That missed extra point situation, a snap over the punter's head, one punt block. We just saw on a quick kick from the quarterback that Leishau dropped that snap. And now a penalty, we think, on Benilde that's going to back them up on this ensuing kickoff on special teams. It has just been a nightmare the day before Halloween for special teams here for the Red Knights.
Yeah, it's trick for Benilde and treat for Jefferson. What do you think about trick-or-treating this year, Josh? Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think kids are going to be asking for candy? What do you think is going to be?
Well, the kids are always going to ask for candy. I think it's just a matter of if the parents buy their candy for their own kids, or if I don't know what's going to happen. My kids are at that trick-or-treating age, and it certainly is unfortunate that they will likely not have the same experiences that they've had in past years.
I like to think I'm still in trick-or-treating age too. Free candy's never a bad thing.
You're never too old for a free piece of candy, that's for sure. So the Benilde St. Margaret Red Knights backed up a little bit. We've seen them with field position generally at the 35-40 yard line. Now starting at the 25 thanks to that penalty, which is penalty number 8, by the way, for Benilde in this game. Jefferson has yet to be penalized.
Almost a full football field of yards committed of penalties by Benilde, if I'm correct.
It has been. That's why Jefferson's still in this game. Wide open, Charlie Hansen. That wide receiver screen is there, giving them a lot of cushion underneath. Hansen takes it out to the 38-yard line, first down on a gain of 13.
Another bubble screen here, and great block here by Benilde's number 19.
It's the 4th catch for Charlie Hansen, who leads them in receiving tonight with 32 yards. Jefferson really packs in the line of scrimmage here for Petty. He won't get much. Just a yard there for William Petty.
Yeah, the past couple of rushes for William Petty, if I can recall correctly, have all been pretty short gains. So Jefferson may be on the come-up trend for stopping the big running back.
All 11 Jaguars were within about 2 yards of the line of scrimmage. So we'll see if Benilde adjusts to that. 2nd and 9. Jefferson with momentum following their touchdown.
Very strong formation to the right here.
Leishau rolling, fires, man open and caught. It's Johnny Woodford into Jefferson territory to the 43-yard line. Leishau with a laser on target there for a gain of 17.
Great play call by Benilde here. They stack their old line on the left side, and it's a rollout to the right, and you get a wide open guy in a corner route.
First catch for Woodford, or correction, second catch. As it's Leishau on the quarterback keeper. He'll be spun
Another
down
bad
after a gain
snap.
of 1.
I don't know if that was a quarterback designed run, Josh, but it was another high snap.
It might not have been, as you see Petty coming over for the mesh, and then Leishau just decides to tuck it and get what he could. Probably the right decision.
Yeah, just thankful that they still have the ball, as that would have been another turnover on special teams potentially. As you see some young recruits maybe that might be in baby blue.
Crowd's starting to get involved. It's not a large crowd, obviously, but they've been pretty vocal here on homecoming. Another high snap, and Petty stacked up for a loss. Hashan Cobalt in there again, big 77, run stuffer.
It seems like our good friend Mo, momentum is shifting. Hopefully on this 3rd and long we can make a stop. And
Cobalt wasn't the only one. Max Clark was in there, the sophomore.
yeah, speedy, may I add, as I run track alongside Max Clark, and man, that guy's got wheels. And if anyone's gonna make that DK Metcalf impression of the tackle, it's gonna be Max.
3rd and 13 for the Red Knights. Leishau has plenty of time and fires, intercepted! The first turnover of the night goes to the Jaguars. It was picked off by the homecoming king, Carter Hansen.
Yeah, a turnover by Carter, but thankfully it's not on offense. He gets the pick on defense, and oh man, these Jaguars are fired up now, baby.
Not the worst turnover for Benilde, as it essentially is probably about the same yardage as you would get as a punt. But still, it gives Jefferson another momentum play as they get the ball back, and now they can take the lead. This game has really shifted. It's been Benilde who has been mistake-prone, keeping Jefferson in it, and now the Jaguars have a chance to go out front for the first time. Already late stages, third quarter. It's Cage. He'll lose one on first down. That was a time-consuming drive for Jefferson on their first drive of the second half. Cage at 97 yards right now.
It's been the duel of the running backs tonight, Josh.
It has been. Both have been effective. Carter Hansen faked the bubble. Man, wide open! It's Sam Wanzek to midfield! They tried that play in the first half. Benilde had it covered, and this time they forgot about Wanzek, and it's a big gainer for the Jaguars.
Josh, what a perfect play here, as the bubble screen has been called many times frequently on both sides of the teams, and now it finally works for the fake bubble here, and Sam Wanzek just wide open. Let on a little better, that might be a touchdown.
Yeah, that's the only complaint there. Gain of 30, Cage, this one's coming back as he hurdles a man.
Unfortunately, this one's going to be coming back, Josh. I think it's an illegal block in the back on the O-line Jefferson.
It would have been a heck of a way for Roosevelt Cage to get over 100 yards. Check out this leap.
Woo. Does that hurt your legs to watch, Josh?
I don't know. It's I don't know if it hurts my legs. I think if I had a step ladder, I wouldn't get as high as Cage did on that jump.
Looks like Sam Wanzek's trying to get a little influence on the refs, but doesn't seem to work.
Usually doesn't work.
Roosevelt obviously frustrated that Saquon Barkley-esque run is getting called back.
Yeah, that flag was thrown immediately and looked like the right call.
Holding, offense, number 88. First down.
Not the greatest time for the first penalty of the night for Jefferson.
Yeah, it's been a pretty clean game for the Jaguars tonight, and that's the first one, and unfortunately it was like on the most costly play right there, as momentum.
That's why they're in this game, has been the penalties and mistakes of Benilde. One hurting Jefferson a little bit now as it's 1st and 20. Inside draw, Cage breaks a tackle, stiff arm, Roosevelt Cage! All the way to the 20! And they want a horse collar to tack on more, and I don't see a flag yet.
Man, what
Tim Carlson is hot on the sidelines.
What a design here, Josh. The fake quarterback power, the delayed handoff to Roosevelt, and a huge, it was like the Red Sea was parted right here as Roosevelt takes it the distance.
40-yard gain. Jefferson wanted a horse collar at the end, but watch Cage, the strength and then the speed to pull away. And I think it should have been that's a horse collar if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, 2 missed horse collars tonight, actually. One on Carter Hansen, this time on Roosevelt.
So Jefferson from the 20, they go right back to Cage as he spins to the 15.
Yeah, he's not slowing down, Josh. I'm not going to be surprised at all. And there's a flag. This might be a face mask call, actually.
Jefferson's applauding this flag. How this game has shifted. Credit Jefferson, they regrouped at halftime. It could have been so deflated after all those chances they had. All the possessions in Benilde territory in the first half, coming up empty. They didn't hang their heads. They've started this second half with a bang, and this should put them inside the 10-yard line.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 20 on the defense, half the distance to the goal.
That's the fourth or third time we've heard unsportsmanlike conduct on Benilde, Josh.
That's the 9th penalty for Benilde for over 100 yards. First and goal for Jefferson, a chance to take the lead with a touchdown and a conversion. I'm feeding Roosevelt Cage right here.
I'm actually doing the opposite here, Josh. I'm seeing that 2 wide receiver set on the left, and maybe he's throwing a bubble.
They'll go to Cage up the middle. Stacked up there at the 7-yard line for no gain.
Yeah, well, what a night for the trenches. I don't know who's going to be, what emotions are going to be heavier, how happy the offensive coordinators are or how angry the defensive coordinators will be.
Second and goal. Toss, Cage has to cut it back. Got down maybe to the 6 for a gain of 1, but that's it. An interesting situation for Jefferson right now with 3rd down and potentially 4th down.
Yeah, talk about opportunities so far this game, and hopefully they can capitalize here, as this would be huge to take the lead here in this 3rd quarter.
You could contemplate a field goal that would cut the lead in half, but Jefferson's looking for 6. Hansen, the slant, and it's incomplete. Colby Jorsham had a step, but the pass was a little behind him, and now it's decision time for Coach Carlson.
And great defense here by number 11 as he reads this perfectly and gets his hand in there and totally just plays a huge impact on the pass here. And if I'm Carlson, I'm actually going to go for it here, as 3 doesn't do you much, as your defense has been red hot this quarter.
So. We're going to go for it. It's at the 6 on 4th and goal. Carter Hansen, corner route, man open, and it's overthrown. Jefferson comes up empty for the 3rd time on a goal to go, and Benilde still has the lead.
Man-to-man coverage. He was open in the back of the end zone, but another overthrow.
So the momentum slows a bit for Jefferson. His credit, Benilde coming up big defensively. Now they get the ball back in the last minute of this 3rd quarter. Hand off to Petty. Picks his way, now accelerates. He's out across the 10 to the 11-yard line, gain of 5.
And the holes are continuing to stay big for Benilde here, as Petty's been getting great blocks. If Benilde goes out and wins this game, Petty's got to give his old lineman some credit here, as look at these holes that are being built for him. And good open field tackle saved by Jorks up there.
2nd and 5. Don't need to snap it, I don't believe, here for Benilde. They will throw some flags.
Jefferson's clapping, it looks like.
With a 2nd to go.
Is this another Benilde penalty?
It would appear so.
Offense, number 1. First down. Oh, 2nd down.
Penalty number 10, and it comes on the final play of the 3rd quarter.
Now, we were talking about opportunities. This is a big opportunity here, as they're down at their own 4 or 3-yard line here. This could be huge, maybe a safety.
Yeah, that's going to back up Benilde to make it a 2nd and 10 instead of a 2nd and 5. As we've reached the end of the 3rd quarter, great 3rd quarter for Jefferson as they chop into the Benilde lead 13-7 with still 12 minutes to play here on homecoming. Alongside our crew and alongside Daniel Trummel, Josh Powers with you. Let's get back to another senior spotlight, a guy who just made that 30-yard reception on the last drive for Jefferson, Sam Wanzek, number 2, 6'5", 190 pounds. His favorite football player is Julio Jones of the Atlanta Falcons.
Plays like him.
Another fellow wide receiver. His favorite coach on the team is Coach K. Says his favorite movie is anything from the Marvel series, loves any Marvel movie. His favorite teammate that he respects is Isaac Freitag. Not sure about his plans for next year. His goal for the season is to have a winning record, and something interesting about Sam is he says he sleeps a lot. He wasn't sleeping on that 30-yard reception, that's for sure. Sam Wanzek, the senior number 2. So final quarter. Jefferson trying for a comeback win here on homecoming. Needs a defensive stop as they give it to Petty. And he's not going to get much. Seth Krakow was there among others. And it'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, just reflecting back at our keys to the game, how our assignments and tackling has gotten so much better this second half. It's almost a whole different team on the field right now.
Petty had 114 yards or 113 yards at the half, but just 17 here in the second half.
This is a big play here, Josh. I can only picture a pass here by Benilde.
3rd and 9. They fake the inside handoff. Leishow has time. He throws the deep ball, and it's incomplete. In the area was Josh Metzger, who may have gotten a hand on it. Either way, he was in the perfect position to defend this pass.
Now, if we're talking about how great our special teams is, how awesome would it be to get a blocked punt in the end zone?
This has to be just a nightmare scenario right now for Benilde. They've had one punt blocked, one bad snap, another snap fumbled.
Or how about a punt return as Seth Krakow, the senior, sitting alone at the 45.
This is a low snap. He may have taken a knee in the end zone. He did. It's a safety. The low snap forced Fratelloni to put his knee down in the end zone, and Jefferson gets another special teams gift.
Wow, just snap after snap. It seems like there's some miscommunication going on, but safety, that's something I've never seen before, Josh, on a punt.
You see it, usually you're trying to run out the clock, you have the punter run around, you maybe go out of the back of the end zone. It's usually when you get a safety on a punt. Not typically because the punter takes a knee, but Fratelloni had to field that punt first, and when he did, his knee grazed the grass in the end zone, and now Jefferson's going to get it back on the kickoff. As you see, certainly the knee was down there. Good job by our crew to get you that look. So now you go back to that last possession. If Jefferson would have taken a field goal, they'd be a little bit closer. However, Benilde would probably not have started where they did. So it kind of comes out to a wash right there. Jefferson gets 2 of those 3 points. And now they should be set up with very good field position off this free kick.
Yeah, how Sam commented about his senior spotlight, how he likes anything Marvel. Well, about maybe he's got a Doctor Strange type of feeling and how he knows the time in the future. You a big Marvel guy, Josh? Or
I am not actually at all, unfortunately. Obviously heard great things. They made a lot of great movies and a lot of money, but just not my lane. But the special teams, boy, for Benilde, if they do not go on to win this game,
there will be some adjusting in practice, I can tell you that much.
If you're Benilde, do you just go for it on every 4th down?
Well, I would honestly, just looking at how like the momentum now is just all on Jefferson's side, and most of that is from special teams. And so when you're on 4th down, whether or not you're 10 yards out, they have done the punt by the quarterback, and that's even been failed as well.
Now they have to kick from the 20. It's Will Fratelloni. He's only a sophomore.
And this is something you don't see every game.
He's talking to both sides of his line. I think they'd kick it deep here, but you never know with Benilde special teams right now. Jefferson's deepest returners are at their own 35-yard line, so should be excellent field position. Fratelloni gets a good charge into this one. Picked up by Krakow. What kind of a return can he get? Flag down.
Another flag.
Which probably will go against Jefferson. So one of the Probably the best special teams play of the night right there for the
Illegal
Red
block
Knights.
in the back. Receiving team number 6. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So Will Fratelloni does the job there. He got it over the head of the Jefferson's back return man, and that's something that you can't let happen if you're Jefferson. It's going to cost him a good chunk of field position when you tack on that penalty.
Only the second penalty, though, may I add, Josh, as they've had a pretty clean game so far. And, you know, these block in the backs will happen. And all you can do is just look after it and continue that momentum on offense.
See if they have a diet of Roosevelt Cage here on this important drive for Jefferson. They'll hand it to him on the first down, and Cage has a big gainer. Midfield, Roosevelt Cage out of bounds at the Benilde 49. A gain of 25 yards as Cage now at 169 yards for the game.
Josh, should they switch jerseys at halftime? These holes that are being built for Roosevelt are almost as big as Benilde's holes in that first half.
It's a cumulative effort right now. Daniel Jefferson's been on the field. Their defense has done a pretty good job. Might be wearing down the Red Knights a little bit here. Another drive into Red Knight territory. Carter Hansen rolling. He's going to tuck and gets what he can.
Almost looked like a designed run there as the receivers didn't even go out for routes. They just went to block.
Only able to get a yard there, Carter Hansen. You'd have told me before the game Carter Hansen would be, got him unofficially 6 out of 17 with an interception. Would not have liked Jefferson's chances in this game, but here we are with the Jaguars a chance to take the lead. Hansen, pump fake, floats it out there, and it's caught! Colby Jorsham, it's a touchdown! And the lead for Jefferson.
This was a beautiful throw. You were just talking about how the stats were not looking good for Carter Hansen, but look at this double move by Colby Jorsham. Just puts him on skates, and Carter delivers the perfect pass, a pump fake, and delivers a treat for Colby.
They combined on the game sealer against Apple Valley a couple weeks ago. Colby Jorsham does it again, and for all the misses Carter Hansen has had tonight, that one was on the money.
16 unanswered points, Josh.
And that's a key extra point from Aiden Adkins to bump that lead up to 3 for the Jaguars. And with 10:25 left, they've come all the way back to take the lead here on homecoming. And let's go ahead and do another senior spotlight. Who better to spotlight than the man who just caught that touchdown pass? There he is, Colby Jorsham. 6'1", 195 pounds. His favorite football player is Russell Wilson. His favorite coach on the team says Coach Knutson or Coach Fearing. His favorite movie, one of my favorites, Happy Gilmore. His favorite football memory is the game-winning 2-point conversion against Apple Valley last year. He could maybe add this one to his list. That might top that moment. His teammate he most respects is Isaac Schmidt. Wants to play football somewhere next year, not sure where yet. And he says 80%, or excuse me, he wants to, something interesting about Colby Jorsham is that he likes to go mountain biking. So there you go, that's Colby Jorsham, a memorable touchdown, hopefully for the Jaguars.
I was going to say, Josh, if you have never watched Happy Gilmore before, then
Probably watched it about 50 times, maybe. Just 50 times. One of my favorites. Here's a squib kick, Jefferson, picked up by Fialo. Fialo the return! Fialo with the kicker to beat! Trying to track him down is Krakow! And he can't! It's a touchdown for the Red Knights! for all the special teams disasters, it's a moment of brilliance on the return by Fialo.
Well, Josh, we talked about switching jerseys, and they might have actually switched jerseys. What a special teams play here by Benilde. A squib kick that I was very questionable about from the beginning turns into a kick return touchdown. And now Benilde has the lead again, up by 3.
Lucio Fialo. What a play. The lead for Jefferson lasts all of 17 seconds. What a game this has turned into, Daniel.
Yeah, nothing better. It's Friday Night Lights, Josh, and we got a great game on right now. And still 10 minutes left.
This would put them up by 4. So an important extra point. So one twisting off the upright and no good. So the special teams giveth and then it taketh away again.
Man.
And Benilde only up by 3.
Jefferson did get the edge on that PAT attempt, and I thought it was going to get blocked, but hey, we'll take a double doink instead.
Fialo will take this brilliant kickoff return for a he was battling with Seth Krakow and got the ball came out. It did appear that he was either down. It looked like it was recovered anyway by Benilde, so looked to be the right call from that second look at it. And now Jefferson needs to regroup. They were celebrating a moment ago with the lead, and now they're behind again.
Yeah, it's that missed PAT you could see that as a momentum builder for Jefferson, as they were pretty hype after that, and it's only one possession.
Well, if nothing else, it gives you options for Jefferson. You figure they're going to have chances again. Almost every drive is for Jefferson is giving them a chance to get in the end zone or kick a field goal. So certainly with Aiden Adkins, you could now, a field goal does you some pretty good things at this stage. So now maybe the Jaguars can have a kick return of their own. So many big plays in this game, and you're right, Daniel. It feels like this game has gone on forever. There's still 10 minutes left.
Yeah, there's a lot more time to be done. If you're Jefferson, I would almost try to crank this time down, but at the same time still be making positive plays.
It's free tag from the 5-yard line. Isaac Freitag bounces it and tumbles out of bounds at the 33. So that's where Carter Hansen will start. Both teams at 1 and 2. Jefferson next week gets Cooper and then Chaska. That'll be the next Jaguar home game. That's on a Wednesday, by the way. Our next Jaguar broadcast November 11th. We'll continue with Inside Jefferson and Inside Kennedy football each week. So Jefferson, they were ahead. Now they're behind in the blink of an eye, but they have the ball back. And back to Roosevelt Cage. Tried to churn forward, but couldn't break the second tackle of Fialo, who's excited, as he should be after that kick return for a touchdown. Gain of 1.
Seems like he's been everywhere tonight. Talk about a Swiss Army knife.
He's had a very strong game. Cage up to 170 yards now on the ground for Jefferson.
Hoped you picked him up on your fantasy team, Josh.
I start Roosevelt Cage weekly in my lineup.
Did you start Jefferson special teams?
I did not, but I might after this week. Carter Hansen in trouble. Floats it middle. Pass interference coming. Sam Wanzek pushed in the back. Benilde thinks this is uncatchable. They might be right, but they threw the flag anyway. We'll see if the officials discuss.
I know we're a Bloomington Broadcasting company, but I can't say that's a pass interference, Josh. I can't say that was pass interference. That's a little soft call, and that's another penalty.
Pass interference. Defense number 11, 15-yard penalty. First down.
I mean, you'd have to be, I don't know if Yao Ming would have been able to jump up and catch that one, Daniel, but Jefferson will take advantage. That's the 11th penalty on the Red Knights in this game, and Jefferson right back to midfield.
Yeah, and how about Carter Hansen's Patrick Mahomes impression there, the escape artist?
Cage again, left side. Now he's starting to drag Red Knight defenders, gain of 4.
Yeah, that Benilde defense is getting cold and they're getting tired. Roosevelt's not, though. He's staying red hot as he's had such a great game. 176 rushing yards, correct?
He is at 176 yards unofficially. He's run with some fire and determination, maybe more in this game than I've seen from Roosevelt. You can tell he wants this one badly. Hansen has to step up in the pocket, he goes down. Too much pressure that time as Nick Marinero, the senior co-captain, led the way for the combined sack for the Red Knights.
Well, if you're going to try to look at something positive here, as Carter steps up in the pocket, he holds on to the ball here. And that's very important as
Benilde had an unblocked man. Luke Fredine just blew up that play. Carter got away from him, but as he stepped up, he was sacked. So now 3rd and 11 for Carter Hansen under pressure again. Floats it out there, complete! Free tag, very close to the marker. Will depend on the spot.
What a play by Carter Hansen, Josh. Wow. Almost gets sacked, almost throws it down to his knees and throws a perfect pass here to Isaac.
And it's going to be, we'll see where the marker comes in. I don't know how he got enough on this pass to get it out there. Have they given Jefferson a first down? They have. It's a Jaguar first down.
If you couldn't tell from the refs, you can tell by the fans. It's a Jefferson first down.
4th catch for free tag. None more important than that one. Going.
Harrison in motion, and now it looks like, oh, I think that's a false start.
Good ball. False start, offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
3 Jaguars false started there. 3rd penalty on Jefferson.
Yeah, may I add, when big tight end Harrison Chappell goes into motion to either side, you can almost guarantee that it's going to be a handoff to Roosevelt on that same side.
So now 1st and 15 for Jefferson. High snap, has it inside handoff. Roosevelt Cage! Can he take it the distance? Roosevelt tripped up at the 4. Just caught from behind, but it's a 41-yard gain to set up a 1st and goal.
200 rushing yards by Roosevelt Cage, and he puts every single yard in this run as almost takes it to the crib. But I have to give credit to Benilde for the hustle there. Great hustle play by Benilde, but Roosevelt Cage and Jefferson, these holes they're making for Roosevelt, it's confidence boosting for this offense.
They've taken advantage of Benilde's aggressiveness on defense. The double moves through the air, the inside trap handoffs, that one to Cage. And now 4 yards away from the lead again. They go back to Roosevelt left side. Got down to the 3. Cage now 215 yards rushing on 24 attempts. And now we're inside the final 6 minutes. These goal-to-goes have been tough for Jefferson in this game. They've come up empty 3 times.
This is huge, Josh. They need a touchdown here. As one wide receiver is set, as it looks like he's going in motion.
Motion Colby Jorsham. Hansen on an option. And he's spun down at the 2. So they tried a different formation. They get a little bit closer, but not yet into the end zone. Now, an interesting situation for Jefferson if they were to face a 4th down, only down by 3.
If I'm Jefferson, I am not content with a field goal here, Josh, as Benilde can run it to their big guy, who's actually struggled in the second half. Our defense has been really good, but William Petty could easily run this game out if this game's tied.
From the 2, are they going to be backed up to the 7? They are. It's a false start for Jefferson. I think it was Jorsham just flinching.
Dead ball. False start. Offense number 15. Still third down.
Not what Jefferson needed. Now it's a lot tougher from the 7. And maybe more likely to go for a field goal if you can't pick up this touchdown. Watch Jorsham on your left. And he knew it right away. The flinch happened before that replay, but you could tell by his reaction. That's not the reaction of an innocent man, typically.
Take a look. There's a 4 wide receiver set now.
Krakow in motion. 3rd and goal from the 7. Hansen, slant! Krakow! Touchdown! Jefferson! Correction, it was free tag. But that pass on the money, a bullet from Carter Hansen on 3rd and goal, and Jefferson in front again.
Beautiful setup here as Benilde was set up in man-to-man. Seth goes in motion, and you got a wide open Isaac Freitag on a slant. Teams love to run slants in the red zone because the zones keep on getting smaller for the defense. Now here's money man Aiden.
Another
for
important
potential
extra
4-point
point.
lead.
Put him up by 4. It's low, but it's good with a flag down. We'll check the flag. Jefferson.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense.
Oh my goodness.
Number 22. Point after is good. Penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
They're going to be backed up again on another kickoff. That's the second time Benilde's had an unsportsmanlike on an extra point attempt tonight. Here's another look at that brilliant slant touchdown. Right on the money to a wide open Isaac Freitag, and Jefferson does not have to worry about the 4th down decision. Let's have our next senior spotlight. How about Isaac Freitag, the wide receiver? Now we mentioned Roosevelt Cage's favorite player was not Julio Jones. It was Ray Lewis. I was looking at the wrong line. So let's do Isaac Freitag. His favorite football player is Julio. His favorite food, mac and cheese. His favorite movie is the movie Up. So there you go. A little animated movie for you.
Sad one.
His favorite, his teammate he most respects is Carter Hansen. He wants to play football next year, Isaac. His goal for the season, win lots of games and create a better bond with teammates. And something interesting about Isaac, he's broken every finger on both hands. You wouldn't know it from that catch. As those hands looked just fine. And now you see where Aiden Adkins is able to kick this football off.
He's kicking it in Benilde territory.
Penalty number 12 on Benilde, and many of them have been 10 or 15-yard penalties. We had 3 unsportsmanlikes.
It is getting loud here, Josh.
That was touched by Benilde. They need to pick it up quickly and do. Another good return, though, out to the 33-yard line. So the penalty doesn't really hurt them that much after that good return by Fredine. And with 4:29 left and 2 timeouts, it might be now or never for the Red Knights.
This 9th inning stretch, and the crowd is getting into it, Josh.
Jefferson trailed by 13 at the half. 23 points here in the second half for Jefferson, trying to get another stop on defense to try to salt this away. They'll face a dose of William Petty as he lowers his head. And still going, Petty.
Wow, this combination of speed and strength by William Petty is something I haven't seen in a long time in high school. But we've seen it on both sides, actually. Roosevelt Cage also showing shades of that speed and strength.
We've got an injured Jaguar. Ooh, Lucas Kitzman just tried to get up on that left knee and not a good sign for Jefferson.
Time clock. Please put 4:15 on the game clock, please. 4:15.
And may I add, this weather just multiplies the pain by 2 on these injuries.
While they're taking a look at Lucas Kitzman, let's get in one more Jaguar senior spotlight. Roosevelt Cage, who has had such a brilliant night with 215 yards rushing. His favorite football player is Ray Lewis. Loves his favorite food of pancakes and vegan burgers. How about that combination? His favorite coach is Coach Talley. Teammate he most respects is Isaac Schmidt. He wants to get a scholarship for a team not in the Minnesota region, so he wants to go play football but away from the state of Minnesota. And 80% of his diet is vegetarian. Something interesting about Roosevelt Cage.
Yeah, I can get an idea of why Roosevelt wants to get out of Minnesota as Lucas thankfully walks off the field healthy. But yeah, it gets cold here in October. If he went to maybe California for some football, it'd be a little nicer in October.
From the 48-yard line, Benilde after that 17-yard run by Petty. They'll go right back to him. He's dragging tacklers. And remember, without Kitzman, Jefferson not as strong of a defensive line as Petty gets a gain of 7 on first down.
It would be nice if Jefferson forces Benilde to pass the ball, as they're so reliant on this run game this whole game. And so this is a huge second down stop here for Jefferson.
Under 4 minutes now. Jefferson, everybody at the line of scrimmage. Leishow trying to get to the edge. Turn back with a flag down.
That's going to be holding on the offense.
Looks like a hold on the edge for the 13th penalty of the night for Benilde.
Now, do you decline this?
Offense, number 52.
Leishow picked up a couple of yards, so I would go ahead and move them back here.
10-yard penalty remains second down.
And that's what Jefferson will do. So second down from that spot of the foul. Looks like 2nd and 17. Clock winds as we're under 3.5 minutes.
Benilde has only 2 of their timeouts, may I add.
Leishow steps up, floats it deep. Oh, and it's caught! At the 27-yard line,
Multiple
Charlie
flags.
Hansen with a flag down on a pass interference for Jefferson. That'll be declined. What a throw from Leishow, his best of the night. 30-yard completion, longest pass play for the Red Knights. That was pretty good coverage by Jefferson, just a better throw by Leishow.
Pass interference, defense number 6. That penalty will be declined. The result of the play is a first down.
So we've been talking all game about you want to force Benilde to throw, in there in the 2nd and long. Leishow with a beautiful toss.
Maybe we don't want to force him to pass the ball. A beautiful, yeah, like you said, a beautiful pass on the run.
I mean, can you cover that any better if you're Josh Metzger?
I don't think you can. It's that quarterback wide receiver combo of Hansen and number 12.
We'll go back to Petty. Petty inside the red zone now as we're under 3 minutes left. Petty near another first down. Actually, where they mark him, a gain of 7, 2nd and 3. You figure Petty's going to be the workhorse here the rest of the way.
Yeah, if I'm Jefferson, I might be stopping the clock here almost on some of these plays, as there's only 20 seconds left till the 2-minute warning, so big second down.
Have to start thinking about maybe using timeouts if you're Tim Carlson. Back to Petty, this time right side Petty. Gets to the corner, William Petty! Touchdown, Benilde!
Well, good thing they didn't use a timeout, Josh. Now they got all 3 to work with to drive down this field, but what a block on the right side by Benilde to give him such a great hole to run through.
William Petty from 20 yards out. Just got to the corner, and then he shows you his speed. It's the pretty bigger guy for a back, but we saw on that 32-yard run for a touchdown earlier, and that one he's got enough speed to get by some people, and now a key extra point for Benilde.
Now,
are they going to go for two,
now,
possibly?
We've seen a lot tonight, and if possible, it does look like they're going for two. If Jefferson somehow returns this to Benilde's end zone, this could be 2 points and could be a tied game.
Timeout taken by John Hanks, so Benilde has one left.
Timeout called on the field. Benilde, second charge timeout of the half.
So what do you do if you're Benilde, Josh? Are you going for two here, or are you going for one?
I would go for one, but the kicking game has been such a disaster. If you go for two, Jefferson can then win it with a field. If you don't get it, Jefferson can win it with a field goal in that instance.
Yeah, and the way Jefferson's been driving the second half, it's almost like it's automatic that it's going to be a good drive.
And you're not putting the game away even if you get the 2-point conversion. Jefferson can get a touchdown. So, boy, I don't know. For me, I'd probably go for the extra point, but we'll see. John Hanks has to make that decision. There's been so many horrible special teams consequences for Benilde tonight. Maybe you take the ball out of that unit and keep it with your offense, I guess. We'll find out.
It looks like they're going to do just that, and I'm going to watch on number 4 here as we all have this game on Petty, and this could easily be it's that 2 wide receiver set, Josh, and it looks like another handoff.
Leishow has been also effective as a runner. 2-point conversion. Petty stacked up, got out of a tackle, and then surrounded by Jaguars. He will not get the 2-point conversion. So now Jefferson can win it with a field goal. They did a nice job on Petty there. I'm wondering if you're Leishow, if that was a zone read, should you have kept it there? Doesn't matter now as Jefferson stops that 2-point conversion, and they'll get one final chance at it with all 3 timeouts and 2 minutes plus for their offense.
This is a senior dream right here on homecoming game. You got to drive to win it. 2 minutes left, all timeouts remaining. It's like full count in the World Series for a walk-off here.
It's what you dream of, right? For every young player, Jefferson has that chance now to go down the field on offense. An offense that has moved the ball pretty much on every drive tonight. 23 points all in the second half. They get one final chance. Jefferson, last couple kickoffs, have seen him insert a third deep kick returner. This time it's Brock Edwards, most likely used as a blocker, you would think. Edwards.
He's got some wheels, though. You can easily, don't underestimate the speed on 33.
He is a running back. You've seen him when Cage has been injured, most notably last year.
And it looks like number 72, Lucas Kissman on the sidelines, is standing up again and ready to get on the field, so that is great to see for the Jefferson Jaguars.
Will Fratelloni, the kick here. A good return would set up Jefferson nicely. It's popped up. Seth Krakow picks it up. Has to go toward the sideline, cut down by George Wolf at the 27-yard line. So Jefferson will start there with 2:04 left. Question here now, Daniel. You've had such a great night from Roosevelt Cage, over 200 yards rushing, but how much do you want to use him here given, yes, you have 3 timeouts, but not much time remaining and a long distance to travel?
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, is there a 2-minute warning in this fourth quarter in high school
Not
football?
in high school.
Not in high school. I would have said then, I would have done a little handoff right here to enter the 2-minute warning, but without that, I'm thinking of throwing to the sidelines here, is trying to getting out of bounds and saving your timeouts, because you're only at your 26, 27 here, so.
Clock does stop with a first down as well. Hansen will throw on first down, and it's dropped.
Yep, Colby's mad about that one. He's been so great this game, and that could have been a first down. That could have been huge.
Could have been running after the catch. That was in a great spot for Colby, but instead second down.
Looking at it positively, that stops the clock, Josh. And
there you go, glass half full.
Exactly.
Second and 10, Hansen. Free tag on target, has the first down. As a ball, I think, was maybe fumbled out of bounds. That stops the clock at the 38-yard line, gain of 11. So that helps make up for that drop pass as Jefferson gets the first down. They'll start quickly. The clock on the move, slant Jorsham, and he can't hang on to this, so this one a much more difficult catch.
Shows how much trust Carter has in Colby, though. Incompletion on the first pass of the drive, but still keeps on going to him. Shows the persistence of this team's leader and quarterback, Carter Hansen.
Second and 10, down to a minute 43.
Stack receivers on the bottom of your screen.
Hansen rolling that way. Short pass, caught, free tag. Was he in bounds? He was at the 46. Gain of 8, third and short for Jefferson. Here's where you might see a Roosevelt Cage run to try to get that first down. 6th or 7th catch now for free tag.
One of them being a touchdown, too. He's been huge this game. As the first half, he only had about 2 catches for minimal yards, and now he's been great.
Hansen had only just 2 completions in the first half, both to free tag. There's that run. Cage we were talking about has the first down into Red Knight territory, still moving forward. And Jefferson will get up quickly. That'll stop the clock momentarily. Jefferson moves closer. Remember, a field goal wins it for Jefferson. They probably need another 30 yards.
Yeah, you have to put your junior kicker Aiden Atkins in a good position for him to be confident.
Hansen pump, fake, flag down, and a throw that lands incomplete.
Looks like this is going back for Jefferson as a holding call potentially.
It's the 5th Jaguar penalty of the night, if in fact it is a hold, and we think it is.
Holding, offense number 53. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
So that one will hurt Jefferson, still first down, but now 1st and 20. And time becoming a factor. Jefferson has 3 timeouts, but now just a minute 11 left.
Now looking at Benilde's defense, it looks like they're really playing far out. So if you can try to get a handoff here, actually, that would work perfect.
You got 2 deep safeties. Hansen wants to throw, steps up, fires, caught, free tag, and he has the catch out of bounds at midfield. So they get 7 of the yards back.
That was his favorite player saying it was Julio Jones. That was his Julio toe drag swag impression and did it pretty well.
8th catch for Isaac Freitag. Second and 13 with a minute 1. There's the slant to Jorsham, and he dropped the ball again. It's incomplete. Never had possession, but he would have had a first down. As you can see, he just never quite held on to that ball. Good call by the officials.
He looked up before he had the ball in his hands, and that looks like he's actually on the ground.
He may have fallen on one of those arms awkwardly as he tried to reach back for the ball to secure it.
Now you're put in a very tough situation for Jefferson on 3rd and 13. Needing all 13 of these. Actually, as Coach Carlson, I would look at this as you got 2 more downs left to make up 13 yards.
And again, they're looking at Colby Jorsham with that big 48-yard touchdown earlier in this half, but not able to come up with that one. It would have been close to the first down. That's got to be a frustrating feeling as you feel that ball slipping through your grasp. I don't think it's either one of those arms. I think as he slid, that right leg, he's going to get up quickly here. Or not too quickly, but getting up without assistance. So a good sign there for Colby Jorsham, but now you're without one of your better wide receivers when you need as many of them out there as you can here late in this final attempt to take the lead. Now Jefferson facing that 3rd and 13 you talked about, Dan. You don't need all of it in this play, but
it'd be nice. It'd be nice.
It'd be better than not getting a first down, but you want to at least get some of it. Blake Malamakis has come in, number 46, to spell Jorsham on this 3rd and 13.
Can't miss them with those very bright and sparkly cleats.
Hansen has Benilde blitzes, fires downfield, a free tag, and he can't come up with it. Good coverage by Fialo to help break it up, and now 4th down, last gasp time for Jefferson.
Very risky play by Carter, but almost a spectacular catch by Isaac Freitag. But talk about Fialo, he's been everywhere tonight. A punt, a kick return touchdown, great defensive plays. He's been everywhere.
Great coverage by Fialo.
Looks like he does the splits there, Isaac Freitag.
Timeout.
Jefferson takes
First charge timeout.
timeout. They have 2 left. It's been a memorable homecoming for Jefferson here in 2020. An unusual homecoming. When Jefferson is down 13 at the half, came back to take the lead in the 4th quarter. We've kind of bounced back and forth. William Petty with the last touchdown 20-yarder to take the lead for Benilde, and now Jefferson facing a 4th and 13 with just 50 seconds left, trying to make one more play in this comeback attempt here on homecoming. It's been a great game.
Can't complain at all about this game.
Jefferson's hoping they can make one more play. It's been Benilde with so many special teams mistakes, 13 penalties, trying to overcome all of that.
Yeah, and how about the trenches tonight, Josh? Rushing yard after rushing yard for both teams, as Roosevelt's hit over 200 rushing yards.
Red Knight fans making noise on the east side of Bloomington Stadium. Now 4th and 13 for Jefferson. Mamalakis is still out there for the Jaguars.
I'm going to tell you, Benilde's bringing pressure right here.
Show only a 3-man rush. They bring 4. Carter Hansen steps up, fires, incomplete. He had a receiver, Wanzek, open. The pass was a little low, and the Red Knights are going to spoil Jefferson's 2020 homecoming. That was there. Carter Hansen couldn't quite find Sam Wanzek.
Timeout.
A valiant effort for the Jaguars.
Final charge, timeout.
As it turns out, all those missed opportunities in the first half, Daniel, that's what ends up costing them, despite a valiant comeback effort here in the second half.
Can't be mad about this game, though, Josh, as Jefferson really did fight, and there are things to look back at this game to correct, but there's also a lot of things to look back at this game and be happy about.
We'll look back at this game on Tuesday with Tim Carlson. We usually do a replay of about 3 to 4 key plays. You could put on about 25 plays from this game, and any one of those might have tilted the result in favor of one team over the other. But give Benilde credit, too. Despite all those mistakes, they were consistent on the ground game, and they were the ones that executed on their last drive, getting that 20-yard run by Petty for the game-winning score, as Jefferson can only stop the clock once.
Yeah, big win on the road here for Benilde.
Correction, Jefferson 2 timeouts, but with just 45 seconds left, mathematically, Benilde here doesn't need to run a play other than a victory formation kneel down. Stick around in the post-game show. Daniel and I will be up top of the press box here at Bloomington Stadium for highlights and our final thoughts on a wildly entertaining game between Benilde and Jefferson. The Red Knights are going to move to 2-2. They have upcoming games against Holy Angels and Robbinsdale Cooper. Benilde in the Suburban Red Conference, currently 1-1. This is a non-conference game for them. Orono, they're in the top 10 in the state at 3-0 overall. Meanwhile, Jefferson's going to fall to 1-3. They play Cooper next week. By the way, Cooper on the year 2-1 heading into play tonight. And then you've got the last home game for Jefferson against Chaska on November 11th. Currently Chaska 2-1 overall. There's the kneel down by Leishau. And remember that big throw he made on that last drive too, that 30-yard completion to Hansen.
Timeout.
Another
Jefferson.
one of those plays that
Final timeout of the half.
Leishau there, we mentioned it at the time, talk all game about slowing down that Benilde run. Leishau delivered that throw when he needed to for his team. Jefferson uses its last timeout, but with a 40-second play clock, and you see 40 seconds left, kneel down will do it for the Red Knights. They won't have to snap it on fourth down.
Well, even though a very sour loss for Jefferson, I couldn't have asked for a better game to color report alongside you, Josh. What an entertaining game.
Well, we've had fun having you, Daniel, here on Homecoming. Your perspective as a senior, along with this big senior class for Jefferson. I know you're headed off to college next year. If you want to talk quickly about that.
Yeah, I'm just planning on continuing of doing some reporting and just doing what I love, and just planning on going to Missouri University and then hopefully getting into their sports journalism major and going from there. Is
Leishau, all he
delayed kneel
well,
right
he needed
there.
to take off 1 second of game on the game clock to ensure that they didn't have to snap it again. That's what he did. And Benilde, a hard-fought win for them as they hang on. A lot of things to work on for the Red Knights, most notably on special teams and also the penalties. And with 13 of those tonight, they aren't going to win many in their last couple with those numbers, but they are able to survive here tonight against Jefferson on homecoming, 25-23. The final as Jefferson came back from 13 down, but could not quite deliver one more score on the last drive. And Benilde moves to 2-2. Jefferson moves to 1-3 on the year. We'll take a short break. When we come back, the post-game show. Stick around as Benilde wins it by 2 here on BEC-TV.
If doctors, nurses, and grocery store clerks can wear a mask for 10 or 12-hour shifts, you can wear a mask for an hour or less when you go to the store. Do your part. Mask up, America.
Myth. I can party with people as long as they don't have symptoms.
Back for the post-game show here on Homecoming. Benilde wins it 25-23. Nail biter for much of the second half as the kind of ping pong back and forth did the lead, but Benilde making a couple key plays down the stretch to win it by 2 points alongside Daniel Trumbull, Josh Powers. Daniel, what can you say about this game? It's a game where Jefferson certainly had their chances, especially in that first half. They made a lot of great plays in this game. You talk about Roosevelt Cage running for over 200 yards, but in the end, it was Benilde with that final defensive stop. They got off the field and got the win.
Yeah, 100%. I'd most notably note about the rough start for Jefferson. We did start very slow as we didn't score a single point in the first half, but then we scored 23 points in the second half, which you can't be mad about. So maybe just a better start in the beginning of the games and hopefully turn that momentum into a second half like what we did today.
Let's take a look at the highlights from a wildly entertaining game as Benilde. This was a pick six back in the first half, but it was erased due to that block in the back penalty you saw there. That moved the ball all the way back to the Red Knights 10 and took a touchdown off the board, but on the ensuing drive, it was Leishau with the quarterback keeper for the touchdown to make it 7-0.
Yeah, and Leishau all night was running against this Jefferson defense.
Jefferson had many chances in this game. That was Harrison Chapel in the second half. That was their opening drive on that little drag route underneath. Jefferson cut into the lead 13-7.
Yeah, we went on a huge run here, and you look at that power run by Roosevelt. That worked the whole entire night as Roosevelt gets caught here, unfortunately, on this play, but it would lead to a touchdown.
That was a 41-yard run, and then how about this 48-yard connection to Colby Jorsham. Jefferson takes the lead for the first time tonight. Benilde would come back with a touchdown. Their extra point was no good, and then Jefferson comes right back.
There's that same exact run we were talking about, Josh, and unfortunately, once again, he gets caught, and he is very frustrated about it. Can't be mad about those runs.
Jefferson would punch it in this time as they find Isaac Freitag. They would have the lead again, but then Benilde on their final drive, it was William Petty for 20 yards and a touchdown.
It most certainly was a battle of the running backs tonight, Josh, and fortunately, Benilde took this one.
Yeah, Petty had a great game, nearly 200 yards for him, had a couple of touchdowns. Roosevelt Cage did some good things. Carter Hansen, a tough first half for him, but I like the way he responded with some nice throws in the second half.
Can't be mad about that as a quarterback. We've just forgetting everything that happened in the first half and playing good football in the second half.
Jefferson, 2 more games remaining in their regular season. Cooper next week. We'll see them back here against Chaska in the following week for the final home games. Final thoughts from you, Daniel, on this homecoming?
Yeah, it's not the homecoming that us seniors imagine, for sure, as we're both wearing masks in the booth, but a very entertaining game for both Benilde and Jefferson, and hopefully we can look past from this game at some good stuff and learn from our bad mistakes tonight and hopefully get a win next week.
All right, Daniel, glad to have you on the broadcast. It wasn't as you said all night, not the homecoming that you wanted as a senior, but great to have you here and appreciate your perspective on this one.
Yeah, it's been amazing for you guys to have me, so yeah.
All right, so that'll wrap it up. A homecoming. Jefferson wasn't able to come out quite on top here as they fall to Benilde 25-23. We'll talk to the head coach, Tim Carlson, about it on Tuesday for Inside Jefferson Football. We'll also have Inside Kennedy Football recapping their game this week, also coming up next week as well. Benilde takes it tonight, 25-23 for our entire crew. For Daniel Trumbull, this is Josh Powers saying good night from Bloomington Stadium.
piano.